We are live. We are live.
And we are live. Oh, are we? I think my thing's crashing. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to my world. This is every time I press a button. You ever see that
Uh,
scene from the Millennium Falcon when he tries to start up the ship and it doesn't start up? He has to whack
yeah,
it and
that's
it
pretty much
starts.
it. Oh, I think we're here. Oh, yeah, live. Okay, it was just glitchy a little bit. Hey, everyone.
Oh, wait a minute. I got
Um,
an echo. I think I'm causing an echo.
Are you?
Maybe.
Is it
Wait
on
a minute.
my?
I'm not sure. Wait a minute.
Well, hello, everyone. B1, Steven, Catnat, Labial. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kimballs. Hello, everyone. Hello,
All right.
hello. How is?
I
Yep.
I have an echo on my side. Are you hearing that?
Oh, just a little bit, a tiny bit on the back.
Oh, I think I know what's up. I got it. Done. Fixed.
Fixed.
Yeah, we're good.
There you go. Sounds great.
Let
Hey,
me just-
everyone. How's everyone going? How's the
Hello,
day
everyone. Happy. What day is it?
I don't know. I lost track of time with this whole COVID thing.
I was Sunday. Like it's Saturday. I thought it was Friday. I've been a week off
Oh,
all
wow.
week, and it's like days used. Remember Saturdays used to feel like a Saturday, or Fridays
Yeah.
days used to have a feel to them.
Yeah,
There's no feel to days anymore. COVID has wiped that out.
it totally did. Especially since I had to stop working. They dropped me, but not completely. They just dropped me for the period because of they're not making enough money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like on some program and everything, and like every day is basically a weekend. And I'm not gonna lie, some people like this. I hate it. I
Yeah.
love working my Monday to Friday. I love it. I love my job. So not working,
you're lucky
I'm
enough.
turning around and I'm going crazy.
Hey, everybody in the chat. How are you? Sass, Binary, Cat. Hello.
40 subs. Remember us when you hit 1 million? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yes, I will definitely.
Oh, there's my lovely wife. Hello, I love marshmallows.
Hello.
So Saturday, yeah, I don't know. The days are kind of running, kind of just nonsense. It's just up from down.
Yeah, and it's Saturday. You want to go hang out with friends? You can't.
You can't go anywhere.
You
What
can't
is
go
it?
anywhere.
We're like, we'll go to the dog park or something. And you can't because it's like 90,000 degrees out. So it's like,
Yeah, that's a thing I wanted to say. You moved to Texas. How's the move, though?
you know what? The move is great. Coming down here,
Yeah.
Shell is the reason why I come down here. I mean, Austin's a great city, but
Yeah.
it's not open. But live music, stuff like that. But the move has been, she's told me that I've gotten a break on the weather because it hasn't been, like they've had stretches where it's like 4 months of over 100
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah.
Like that's a marathon of heat.
Yep.
Like I tell her, I was like, I feel like, hey, it's another day south of hell here on the planet Mercury because it feels that way.
Yeah.
But the one thing about Texas, the trick with that is everything, you go from one central air thing to another. You're going from an air conditioned house or an apartment to an air conditioned car to an air conditioned. It's just getting to and from the cars when you really got to deal with it.
Yeah,
but
they're
I'm
probably-
wearing hoodies inside everywhere.
Oh yeah, I have the air conditioner just so I can, because I'm in Canada, so it's not that hot. It's pretty hot, but it's not crazy hot. But I have an air conditioner just so I can have the blanket all the way up here when I sleep.
What were you saying about how hot it was and it still talked to this day?
I think it was 97 degrees.
Wow.
And that was in the 70s, like in 77 or something like that. And I think it's still the record.
See, that's weird. We got a thing called New England has something called a blizzard of 78, and people still talk about that because of all the snow. And you had it's weird. It's like how different. Like snow doesn't impress people up north.
No, well,
Heat does though. It's like woo.
Yeah. Well, snow too, because there's always that extreme. I remember when it was in 98, if I remember correctly. We call everyone, if you come to Canada in Quebec and you talk to someone about the ice age of 98, they know what you're talking about.
Oh, I got you. They're right with you on that.
Because for 2 weeks, most people had no electricities, no phone lines, no nothing. Nothing was working. You couldn't go outside. There was I'd say about 7 to 8 inches of ice on everything.
Oh, my
It
God.
was crazy. I remember because on the third day after it happened, the whole ice age thing, me and my mom, and I was young at that time. I think I was 4, and I
Mhm.
still remember leaving and walking on the ice with my mom to go to a friend's house who had a fireplace because there was no heating. After 3 days, it was starting to be around -10 in the house.
Oh my God.
And we
That's
had to go
incredible.
to his house. There was his family, so him, his wife, and his 2 kids. His friend was there because they also didn't have a fireplace with his wife and his 1 kid, plus my mom and me, all in the living room around the fireplace at night. At day, we would cook the food on there because there's no oven working, nothing is
Yeah.
working. It was really a crazy time. People still remember it to this day.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really extreme. I mean,
yeah,
when
it
you think
was.
of and the houses, some of the older architecture, like when I
Yeah,
lived in a place in Fall River, Mass, it was only one heating thing. It had one stove right in the middle of this apartment,
yep.
and if you got away from that, there was no heat coming anywhere else.
Hmm.
And it's
There
like,
you go.
wow. Now
Hey,
we live with
Cheryl.
these. We live with these. We're almost spoiled to a point, aren't
Oh,
we?
we
With
are. We
creature
are.
comforts.
Listen, when I got this place I'm at right now, the guy sold me when he explained to me because I walked in and I was like, "Well, it's Canada and there's no heating system. You know those little metal bar? I don't remember. I don't know how you call that in English. The metal
Oh, a
bar with a round
radiator.
radiator. Thank you.
Radiators. I
There
had
were
those.
yeah, there were no radiators anywhere, and that's like a
Uh,
common thing in Canada because they really give good heat. So I was like, "Where's the heating system? How do?" Because I saw the little things on the walls you can adjust, and the guy said it's radiant. And I'm like, "What is radiant?" It's the ceiling and the floor that give the heat to the house. And
yeah.
he sold me on that. I went crazy. I was like, "That's the greatest thing ever."
Well, if you live in a cold climate too, the trick is live on the third floor because you get everybody else's heat because heat rises.
I'm on the second floor where I'm at,
Yeah.
and well, halfway. We have a downstairs, but there's someone under. Well, it's a little bit of complicated. It's a duplex. Is that how you say that in English?
Yeah.
Duplex?
Duplex side by side.
No, on top of each other. But I
Oh,
have
maybe they are.
one. Yeah, so there's one part that goes down to a room. There's a room downstairs, and well, that's where I'm at right now.
I miss
And here it's cold. It's really cold.
I miss
But
basements. There's no basements in Texas. They say the ground is too hard, but we're in a place where there's tornadoes and like really bad weather where you have to get a bunker. Like I know somebody who lives in Fort Worth. A buddy of mine I helped move down here in
yeah.
2007, and he had a 2-car garage, but he can't use the 2-car garage because you know why you know what he's got to have in there? A giant metal like submarine size thing in case the bad weather comes. There's no basement to go into, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like
There
you
you go.
live, yeah, where that's a common occurrence, but yet there is no
There's no
real
basement.
practical infrastructure for it to help
Yeah.
you out with it. But if the ground's, they say the ground's too hard, but I think they want to dig a basement. I think they can get around to it if they want to.
Well, I think it's expensive because if I remember correctly, when I was a kid, my grandparents they had a house in the hills in a
Yeah.
mountain, and they had to blow up the ground actually to dig for the pool. They wanted a pool, and they couldn't dig with a normal equipment, so they had to bring dynamite and blow it up,
Oh,
and it was crazy. It was really
you
crazy
can,
'cause it was small charges and controlled and everything, but still, it was they had to blow up the ground because it was all rocks because it's in the mountain, you know.
oh, when you drive down a highway and you're going through and there's rock on both sides, if you
Pretty
notice,
much.
if you look at the vertical lines, that's where they drill down and drop the dynamite. They just
Yep.
drop it down there.
Yeah. They just blow it up.
Bam!
It's really crazy, and we live in
Move,
that.
mountain.
Yeah, and we live in that mountain. I remember because it was a skiing mountain, but there
Mhm.
was one side skiing and one side was full of houses, and there was on the it was a long mountain. It was made on the long, and at the other end there was a quarry where they would dig for coal and stuff like that. A big quarry, and when it started this quarry, they dig the hole and then they start blowing up stuff. And one day it was really bad. I was skiing and we were starting to debris hit our cars in the parking lot, people
Oh,
skiing and stuff like it was crazy. There were hole on the roof of their car, and there was a rock in the middle of the in the centerpiece.
ooh.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was really bad, and they
That's
got
wild.
big fine about like not being safe and stuff like that. No control explosions, and yeah, that was wild. This mountain was.
Do you have anything out there? Do you deal with polar bears where you're at?
Polar bears, no, because I'm down the south of Canada.
All right.
I'm an hour and a half from Vermont, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm really down south. Well, Vermont, the borderline of Vermont. You know, there's a border in Vermont. It takes me about an hour and a half to get to that border.
I've been
So
so close to Canada so many times. I just never made it over. I don't know. I never made it over the border. I got to get over there because it looks beautiful up there.
it is beautiful. It's
Shell's
just
been up there. It's gorgeous. I mean, we like the changing the leaves and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking
well,
about
that's
actually
that if you
moving up
go
towards that end.
if you go to Canada in fall, people say Maine is beautiful in fall. It's nothing compared
No
to
idea.
you
No
have
idea.
no
No
idea how
idea.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's
It's
mind blowing.
beautiful.
And you know what
Yeah.
I found myself doing? I found myself kind of not even like if you live around it all the time, you almost forget to appreciate it,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
just, oh, it's just normal. That always happens.
Yep, and
I,
that's the thing I talked about with VF last week. Well, earlier this week, it's the fact that every time I go to the United States, it's a different scenery. I go to different places in the United States and it's different scenery. There's desert, there's cold place, there's beach, there's in Canada we have mountain or plains, you know? So sometimes it gets a little boring, but you don't realize how beautiful it is. You go to Arizona and you talk about changing color leaves and they look at you like, "What are you talking about?"
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew somebody who never seen the ocean. They were from the Midwest. They had never seen the ocean.
Yeah.
When they went out there, this kid lost his mind. He couldn't it blew his mind how much it blew his mind.
Yeah. First time I went to an ocean beach, it was in Florida, and people were saying that way is Cuba and that way is Africa, and I was like, "What?" It doesn't. For me, we have like those little. I don't know. It was really a crazy thing to. I've never seen anything. I've seen big lake and stuff like that, but oceans and
Yeah.
the waves, the size of the waves. We went deep sea fishing. That
Yeah.
oh yeah, I thought I was okay on boat, and then you get really far down deep, and it gets scary, man. It's scary.
When you're out there and you realize I can't get, there's nowhere to go.
Oh yeah, and you start getting that little motion sickness, and you're like, oh, am I going to be one of those going fishing
yeah,
but
yeah.
polluting the water? It's yeah, but
Nobody's going anywhere now with the COVID thing. I don't know. I wouldn't go to the beach.
yeah,
Can you
I'd
go
love-
to the beach?
in Florida, I think people are still going. It's a big thing down there. People are still going, and some people are saying like that's careless, that's stupid, you shouldn't do that, and people are like, I'm gonna do it anyway, and they do it anyway.
I don't know. I don't know. This COVID thing. I mean, I guess they got to get a vaccine.
Yeah, I guess, but then you get in the debate of the anti-vaxxer that are going to be like, they're trying to put a chip in you because they want to know.
That's ridiculous on the face of it. And I tell you that my biggest problem with anti-vaxxers are most of them have been vaccinated, but they're using their kids
Yep, there
to
you
make
go.
a statement.
There you go.
And that is, that's
Yeah.
when people should just be like, what are you doing? Let's take a closer look. You know what I'm saying? Don't use your
Yeah.
kids as a statement because you're vaccinated.
There you go. There you
I
go.
don't know. Get on the medical companies to make something that would, I don't know, undo what the vaccines have done to your body or something. I don't know. Work on
Yeah.
that. But to use your kids as an example, and even though we'd be out at Target or Walmart, and you see parents out there where they'll have masks and they'll have kids, and these kids are like 3, 4, and they don't have masks.
There you go. There you go.
And I
because-
know it's difficult to get a kid to wear a mask. I get it. It's like getting them to wear glasses or something, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm in Canada. We have to suit up our kids at the youngest age because first winter you see it's going to be minus 20, minus 30. So you can't
Yeah.
let your kid go outside without big boots and the big thing. And so we know it's possible to put the big suit. And my wife was the craziest. I was always like, she's going to die of heat, you know? But, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, how are you? Hey, everybody in the chat hanging out.
Hello, Cheryl, Ed. Yeah, what's up, Ed? Ed.
That's Ed McMuffin.
That's Ed McMuffin.
Ed McMuffin. You know what happened? Shell was typing out something in the chat, and she just said she wanted an egg McMuffin, and it
Okay.
auto corrected it to Ed.
Oh, okay.
And
That's pretty funny.
So Ed's got a moniker now.
Ed McMuffin.
Ed McMuffin. He's awesome. Everybody on the channel has been so cool. And
Yep.
that's what I like about YouTube is like you're just getting started out with this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you know what I like about what you're doing with the channel, more of a long form. The way that like we're talking right now, any topic come up, you just kick it around.
Yep.
And
There you
it's
go.
all unscripted, like my channel, No Good Reason to Stream. It's in there. It's no. I don't have any. I'm there. That channel is to have a good time and decompress.
There you go. There you go. And even for my thing, and I can show you right now, it's in French, but you should, at the top, it's written milk because that's the leftover of my last grocery list. And right under is 2 topics that I was like, if we have nothing to talk about, we can talk about that. But for the rest, I just leave that there. And
okay. Speaking of milk, then, is it true? I have heard, I'm not sure if this is true, in Canada, milk comes in bags.
yes, yeah, that is. I don't buy it because I'm lactose intolerant. Like I can't drink milk to save my life.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
get sick. But
Yeah. Oh,
anyone
boy.
oh yeah, I get really sick. So
I can imagine.
the only milk I can buy is not in bags. But everyone else, that's a common. Well, it's going away a little bit because of the whole environment thing and plastic thing. People are like, it's not.
What's the alternative, though? I think because the cartons are plastic.
The cartons are. No, I don't think it's plastic. It's cartons, and it's.
Some of the cartons are paper, the cardboard.
Yeah, they're cardboard, and there's like a lac they put inside, like a paint kind of thing that makes it so it doesn't get humidity and all disgusting like normal carton or paper.
What about milkmen? I remember growing up, we had a milk service that would come to your house and deliver bottles of milk in a little metal box outside your door.
Oh yeah, if you drive, there's a town called Saint Alphonse. It's about 20 minutes from where I live. If you go there, they still have a milkman because they have no grocery stores there. They still have the milkman goes every I think he goes twice a week, passes every house, goes sell his milk, and it's still a common thing. And he sells milk in a bag because it's a real thing.
We have an expert, B Savage says, and here I am working at a milk factory.
There we go, B Savage. How you doing, man? That's the guy that pushed me to have this channel.
Oh, really?
From the first time I hopped on VF's channel to just talk with VF and stuff like that, B Savage was like, "Where's your channel?" I was like, I don't want to start a channel. He kept every time he saw me live or anywhere, he was like, "You need to start a channel. You need to start a channel." I was like, I'll do it for B Savage.
Well, I'll tell you, when I started my channel, right, I just wanted like an outlet. I just wanted something because I can't sit. She'll tell you, you can't get me to sit still and watch a movie. Like my brain just goes. I'm always jumping around. And with the stream, I'm always doing that running commentary in my head anyway, because I'm watching something. I can't watch the news for more than like 20 minutes because I just start yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
I just look at the absurdity of the process.
Yep.
And everything, but I do that with everything. And I just got that. And I said, well, I watched a couple of podcasts on live. It had to be live. I needed this interaction. I couldn't do something and put it up because I'd never respond to comments. But it was just, I just wanted to keep it fun. I wanted to keep it. And that's what it was for me. And a lot of people come around and find it. They found it. And they got it. They got what I was trying to do. Yeah. And it was
you had a hard part. I'll have to do it, but you started from scratch. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, hi Lynn. How you doing, Lynn?
Hey, Lynn.
Hey,
Steve.
And I'm not gonna lie. I'm grateful because I had a little push from VF who sent people to me, from you who sent people to me, from another channel. Oh my god, I feel so bad not remembering his name.
I don't feel bad. I do that all the time.
I feel bad, but he knows who I'm talking about. And you guys gave me people. Right now there's people. I don't know how many people. We have 15 people in, and I'm going to grow my own audience, but I had the chance of having people and not starting from the complete zero like a lot of YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, I did. What did I do? I did some editing real quick. I did some pre-recorded bits just to kind of gauge everything. But when I first did it, I knew it had to be live.
Yeah. I don't want to do videos. That doesn't interest me.
I can't sit still for the editing process. I gotta
Oh
go.
my
I'm
God,
too
no.
much Bill O'Reilly. F it, we'll do it live. You know
There
that
you go.
stuff. You know,
There you go. There, you
just
kind of sounded like Alex Jones there.
yeah, it's on record. On record.
Yeah.
What did they say? I saw a meme today, and they said, "Tell the people, you know, the conspiracy theorists that are talking about not wearing masks.
Yeah.
Just tell them that what the masks do is protect them from facial recognition software."
Well, that's yeah, that's a
And
good
that
idea.
feeds right into their argument, right? Just there you
Definitely.
go. Oh, look, they can't see your face on camera. Why wouldn't you want to wear a mask, you tinfoil
They-
man?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but and I can't anymore. He just annoys me. But I used to love watching Alex Jones. Not because I like him, but because it was so outrageously funny. The things he would say, like, oh, it's turning the frogs gay. I was like, what?
He's gone down the road. I remember when Waco happened. That was the first time because I used to listen because of the job. I used to work a lot of warehouse jobs and security and stuff like that. So it was radio. That's all you had.
Yep.
And Alex Jones, all that. I still remember just a lot. I used to listen to a lot of baseball games, and then overnight they had the Art Bell guy on.
Yep.
I think he died recently or fairly recently, and he'd have the overnight Area 51 or stuff like that, the aliens. So
Okay.
or Imus in the morning. I used to listen to them in the morning because I was I was always overnight.
Yeah.
And I just really liked radio, which is why when we talked earlier, you were talking about the format.
Yeah.
I was like, I really wanted to do different things with the channel because I like there'll always be there'll always be sovereign citizens and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not going anywhere. It's been around for so long that it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And I might at some point, because like you, I cannot. I tried it before I decided that my way was a podcast way. I tried grabbing some videos, editing it, and I listen. After 15 minutes, my chair was doing the 100, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was just going crazy. It's not my type.
No, well, here's the there. After being around YouTube for a while, and what's good about your channel is you seen it. You're doing what I kind of wanted to do. I wanted to keep it open.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to say this was a channel about this exact or this because then all of a sudden, after a while,
there you go.
You got to do it. You don't want to do it, but you got to do it.
That's really a thing that I don't want to have to do. That mentality of gotta do it. People are waiting for that, or I don't want people to have any expectation other than me.
Yeah.
Like, if I go live, I'll say it in advance, and I'd like to have a schedule at some point. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't want people to think, oh, we're going there to watch this, and that, or hear this, and that. Yeah. Like last Monday with VF, we talked a lot about religion. I don't want to bring that point up with you, or
no. That's what I theology. I have books on it. I'm very interested in that.
Yeah. No, that's not what I meant. I meant in the sense that I want this to be as much about me as the guest that is coming on. So talking about you moving to Texas, how the move is, what you do with your channel, and VF was a big part of him, his faith, and I'm like that too. But
I know a big part of me. You want to? I can sum myself up very quickly. I just
go for it.
I just want to have. I just want to have a good time. I just want to have a good time. And not like disregard kind of. I just want to have a good time. No, I just want to enjoy things and have a good time and laugh a lot and just you got to life is life. You got to adult. You got to obviously,
of course,
when the bell rings, you got to show up. But aside from that, there's I see like YouTube. I wasn't aware. I didn't watch a lot of YouTube before I started the channel. I just started watching live podcasts. That's what I was drawn to. And because I that live interaction once again, that's what I wanted.
Yep.
And wait a minute, I lost my train of thought for a minute. I was going to say something. See, this happens with me frequently. Yeah. I forget what I'm going to say.
Worry.
It's there, then it's gone.
Yep. Hey, King Leo, how you doing? Sasnash one.
It was the live stuff, and that's even what drew Shell to the channel. It was that live interaction, and the videos were there was no shortage of absurd videos to watch.
Oh yeah, never will be enough. Since YouTube's been around, I mean, the first couple. What was?
Wait a minute, I can't. Wait a minute. What?
Take your time.
Hold on for one.
Came over to support a
Hold on for a
Canadian
minute.
dude.
I'm having-
Hey, no, take your time, man.
All right.
Thank you, King Leo. I really appreciate everyone who joined up. That's really fun. I think, yeah, I had about 45 minutes from Baltimore. That's where you live? Baltimore.
No.
Where's that? Baltimore.
All right.
Baltimore's. Which state is Baltimore in? Not Washington. It's Cincinnati. Isn't that Cincinnati? No, that's a city.
All right. My mic's back.
Okay. I think
My mic's back.
I'm ridiculing myself trying to figure out where Baltimore is.
Baltimore is kind of, it's south of New England. It's below New York somewhere.
Which state?
It's right next to Washington D.C. I don't know if Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said Washington, not Washington State, but Washington. So I was like, I wasn't too far. All right. Maryland. Okay, perfect. Hey,
Maryland. The Baltimore Orioles. Baseball too. Oh man, don't even get me started about baseball. The Expos haven't been there forever. They're the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, I remember buying some cheap hot dog for $22 at the Expos. That was the good life.
Yeah, they had a good team. I remember the baseball strike in '94. They said if that strike didn't happen, that team they probably got a new stadium.
Yep. Yeah,
that's what was horrible about baseball. But because all the teams, there's no salary cap, so other teams become farm systems for other teams.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was a big cluster, the whole Expo thing, and people are still talking about bringing them back, but in my mind, it's never going to happen. And I left a little bit of baseball. I don't know.
It's hockey up there. It's all hockey.
I'm not going to lie. Hockey, I've been bored of hockey because my team, I like the Canadian of Montreal's and the Maple Leaf of Toronto, and they've always been at war, so it was always a fun thing for me. But they've been really bad for the past couple of years, so I've been all into football, American football, and
I can't. You know what's funny is I when I lived in Rhode Island, you're that's Patriots territory.
Yeah.
And I'm just not interested in football. Even when they were winning, it's like I'm sitting there. I'm in New England. I'm like I'm sick of Tom Brady. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
I can't say that because where I was, but I'm like enough of Tom Brady. Get him out of here.
You can't say that in New England. You would have get drive-by.
That's okay, because in my mind, that Big Poppy can do no wrong. David Ortiz for the Red Sox.
Yeah,
he got
so
traded.
You're a baseball fan. You're a baseball.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and it was a hard road to be a Red Sox fan for a while. And then the Red Sox are in everybody's face. I'm like, all right, stop winning. Now I'm starting to get sick of you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Listen,
I just wanted a World Series in my lifetime. That's it. I got enough. I'm good.
Every single year for the past 5 years, I've been going to. We have a little party with my friends for the Super Bowl. We love watching that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Exactly, and we've been betting $20 on a team, and for the past 5 years, I've been betting $20 on the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were terrible. I just betted on them because what's his name? The blindside linebacker. What's his name? Oh my God, he's a guy from the town I grew up in, and he plays on the offensive line, protecting Mahomes before Mahomes. So I was like, he's on that team. He's a guy from my town. I'm a bet on that team for 4 years. They were terrible, and then this year they finally won, and I was like, oh my God, finally I win something.
What was the pool? Was it a big pool of money? Everyone betting 20?
Everyone betted 20, and it was
you don't have to disclose that if you don't want to. I just I can imagine.
Well, it depends on every year. Sometimes some people cannot, but we're around 8 to 10 people. So calculate it how you want. $20 at 10 people. That's kind of it hurts to lose all the time, you know.
Yeah, we used to bet every week. We go through the newspaper.
Duvernay
what was
is
it?
the name of the guy. Duvernay.
Duvernay.
He's a doctor, and he's like 6'5", 320 pounds of pure muscle, and he's the guy watching, the blind side of Patrick Mahomes. So, but Patrick Mahomes wasn't there. There was just Duvernay back then, and the team was.
I'm not officially a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm going to go for the Houston Texans because their name is redundant.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
I've just been told to F off.
Officially Dallas Cowboys fan, even against your will. Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, man.
Football took a hit, though. Football took a hit with all those injuries and stuff like the brain injuries.
Well, that was back a couple of years ago. It was a big thing. Now it's kind of slowing down because of new technology and the helmets and everything. But still, it, it was always funny to me when people came out and said, "Oh, football causes injuries," and I was like, "Yeah, and I don't know, water is wet. You know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know it. It's a contact sport. It's like boxing. It's like UFC.
You
You
know it
watch,
going in.
yeah, exactly. If you're surprised, it's kind of like if someone came to me and said, "Oh, cigarette is bad," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh my god!" You know, we know it. You know, it's a contact sport. It's
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, you can't take the risk out of everything. Like, what was it in baseball? Even I don't know if you remember back in the day in baseball, if you were running home and the catcher had the ball, you could run into him and just
Yep.
plow into him and try
Oh
to knock
yeah.
the ball. You can't do that anymore.
Nope. Nope. You can't.
And some people go, well, that ruins it. Like baseball, I don't like the DH. I like the pitcher hitting because of the strategy of the game.
Yep.
And I think that's the DH is coming to the National League too, because the players union is just going to be like, no, we want this too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're ruining it, man. Come on.
And it's
Football
not-
head trauma, yeah. Junior
Yeah.
Seau, do you remember Junior Seau? He played
Yep.
for the Chargers for a while, and what he had he knew something was so wrong with him. This is kind of a sad note, but touching on the injuries of football, he shot
Yeah.
himself in the stomach so that his brain could be studied.
Oh
And,
wow. Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's really the brain can take so much damage, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
do know. Look at boxing.
Yeah. Exactly. I've done contact sport. I've done martial arts all my life since I was
Really?
7. Oh yeah, since I was 7, I touched a little bit of everything. I never went deep into. Well, there was one I really liked, and it's jujitsu. It's
Yeah.
so fun. But the rest, I just touched a little bit of everything, and I did a little bit of fighting here and there. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got when I was about 15, I had my third commotion, and they said, "Well, after that, we can't let you fight. You'll need to get your own insurance because
Oh,
because
yeah.
the doctors say after the third one, that's where it becomes dangerous." You know. And
Huh. That's
well,
really but I've heard people say jujitsu, martial arts, and stuff like that. It really it can really center you, and you can expand on the principles of it
it's amazing.
and
It's
put it.
really. I heard, and I've been watching. I love podcasts. I've been watching Joe Rogan for the longest time. I love Joe Rogan.
He's pretty good. He is
He's
pretty good.
he has the setup. I don't know. He has the mindset for being a guy from podcast. You know, and
Everything is right. The formula, everything is just right there.
yeah, exactly. Canadian, what's it like being knocked out? I can tell you, it's not fun. The first time I got knocked out, I pissed
Cowboys.
myself. And I woke up and I realized that I just pissed myself while I was getting knocked out. That was the
'Cause-
first. I don't know why. You know, when people die, they
Yeah, they
evacuate
expel
and stuff.
everything. Yeah,
There you
everything.
go. And
I think the muscles just relax.
Exactly.
I think
there
that's
you
what
go.
it is.
It's all the muscles that we have that just relax. And when I got the first, well, it's the first and last because after that I've been dizzied, but I never been knocked out, blacked out. You know, that was one time it happened, and it's a terrible feeling. You know, if you ever fainted, it's a little bit like that. There's a dizziness, but so fast, and then you just wake up,
Yeah.
and you're confused as to what happened. You're trying to think, and
It's like you
you're trying-
time traveled or something.
pretty much. It's a little bit. It's really crazy feeling, and then you realize you just pissed yourself, and you're like, well, that's not fun. That's kind of
Well, at least you didn't shit yourself, I guess. Consider that a victory.
There you go. And there's a lot of fighters that do that. You take a laxative before you go into a real fight because one good punch in the stomach can make you shit yourself.
You know
So-
what? I never really thought of that. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point, though.
Oh no, yeah. Anyone in the UFC, they all take that laxative right before the fight so they can empty their bowels because one good punch can, or if you get knocked out, the last thing you want on national TV is to shit yourself in those tight shorts, So it's really, and I used to do that when I used to go into a ring or fighting. I used to do that because, first of all, I don't want to shit myself in the middle of a fight.
Yeah,
Or,
but think of it as branding. You could name yourself like Skidmox McIntyre or something.
yeah, but is that
You could
real?
have custom shorts that are just brown down the middle or something. Now market that, own it.
Yeah, be proud of it, but no. Yeah, but
UFC's rough though. It looks like two dudes who just beat. Even the women, they're just beating the hell out of each other.
oh, the women go at it crazy, and I was one of the first one to be skeptic of bring, and I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I was like, bringing women in that sport. Who wants to
Yeah.
see two women beating each other? I thought it was going to be, but they are strong and they have technique and they're good. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's Ronda Rousey that really brought the people's attention to women fighting in the UFC. And now there's so many that are amazing. And you see some and you're like, they could beat some guys. These girls would
Without a
beat-
doubt. They
Oh.
could beat a lot of guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, one, you take jiu-jitsu, so you know how to like put your weight into a throw and pivot.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Pressure points. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't take a lot to disable somebody. It really doesn't.
It really doesn't. And it really doesn't. The first thing, and Joe Rogan says that, and I've always says that jiu-jitsu, it's really easy to become good, but it's really hard to perfect it.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
It's always a work in progress, maybe.
always, but being good at it and learning the good skills, that's pretty easy. There's the flamingo that you learn. That's the first thing you always learn in jiu-jitsu. If anyone here has ever done jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm talking about. The flamingo, and that's when you're on the ground on your back, and it's how to always to always turn your weight in a way to get away from the person that is over you, even if he's bigger or stronger or whatever. And it works on a three. I'm a really small guy. I'm about 160 pounds, and I've lost some weight.
You're about all right. I got about 20 pounds on you.
Yeah, well, normally I'm 25 pounds above that. But since COVID, the gyms have all been closed. I can't go
Yeah.
anywhere. I've lost that 20 pounds. I'm the type of guy that wants to gain weight, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
And
Yeah,
I can't. It's terrible. I can't.
you can't put it on, and so many people go, "I wish I had your problem."
So many people, and I know, and I feel for you, but at the same time, it's not for me. If I don't train and keep myself active, I become it's almost unhealthy, you know. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing, but on the opposite side of the spectrum. But it's fake though, Cat. Those people. I know CCW with my
With my
professional
Glock.
my Glock. Law. What are we talking about? I missed something. I think I'm trying to follow chat, but I think I missed something. Not sure what it's. Drop a low. Well, I missed.
What are you guys
something.
doing in there? What is happening?
What is going on here?
What are you guys doing to pass the time for COVID in the chat? Anybody doing any? Is there anything? What's happening? It's Saturday.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm thinking this is sticking around for I'm gonna say 2 years.
2 years?
2
I don't know.
years, because you know what gets me about this, and I haven't. I still don't know if I've heard a satisfactory explanation for this. We've had things like this. We've had pandemics before. And I know people every 100 years that. I know that. But
Yep.
what's going around, how it's so transferable, this thing blew up. It blew up. Now, travel, you can say air travel. Everyone's running around to everywhere. That's how stuff spreads so quickly.
Mhm.
But travel has been the way it's been for decades now. And nothing like this is hit. So this seems really special. I don't know, for want of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if they get the vaccine, they got to wonder, okay, now is it going to mutate? And now you got to, we're going to get a COVID shot along with our flu shots.
Yeah, there you go. And that's a thing. Like, to go back to VF canceled his live stream until later. Oh, I hope it's not because of me. I put my stream at 8 over 9. It was supposed to be 9. I put it at 8 because I know VF was going on at 9. So I hope he's not postponing it because of me. I don't want to.
Oh my God, Betty White's here. Hello, Mrs. White. Miss White.
Hello, Mrs. White. Hello.
it.
Yes, it is a new podcast. We'll have some people here. I have some people.
Is Snoop Dogg with you?
Ooh.
They have each other's numbers, Snoop Dogg and Betty White.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I've seen them together for photos or
Wow.
commercials.
That's amazing. Can I get
Betty
him on
White
the
should
podcast?
run for president.
The-
She's so
the-
likable.
Yeah, the classic Betty White, from the 50s, or this Betty
Oh,
White?
Betty White now. Betty White from
Oh,
Golden
okay.
Girls. That
Okay.
Betty White. Let her run. Everybody loves Betty White. She's got a good Q rating, whatever that is.
She does. But yeah, what I was gonna say about the anti-vaxxer before the
yeah.
thing is, the flu shot. I never got the flu shot. I don't. care to get the flu shot. I think you get the flu, and that's how you become immune to the flu. You know,
I understand that argument. I actually do, and there's been years that I didn't get it because of that.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to get the flu, so I didn't want to deal with it. I just honestly.
Oh yeah, and I feel you on that. I the only argument where me and the anti-vaxxer are going to agree is that you need to get something to become stronger. You know, you need to get hit to know how it works to get hit and to be able to tank it the next time.
So you feel like your body needs that exercise, like it needs that to go through that makes sense to me. That
exactly.
does.
And just kind of like kids, when we were kids, we would eat sand from the beach where dog pissed and
Whoa. What beaches were you going to?
Well, Canadian beaches, that doesn't exist. So anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough.
That's the joke. But I don't know. When you're a kid, you eat dirt and you play with bugs and you grab a dead bird on the side of the road and your mom is like, don't touch that. That's full of bad things. But the part where I always disagree is those children vaccine that you get from 0 to 5. Those to me are non-negotiable. That's like the bad thing, tuberculosis, tetanus, and stuff like. That's not something that you get and you can fight. Tuberculosis, you die. People die from that. And COVID, I will go with all my family get that shot, not because I'm afraid to get it, because I'm 25 and my family is young and healthy, and I'm glad, and God bless my family is healthy, but it's not for me, it's for the other people, and it's so easy to give it to someone without.
Well, if you have anything respiratory or
exactly
diabetes.
My sister has asthma. Well, it's not my sister, but she has asthma, and I haven't been to her place in 3 months. If I go with gloves to take care of her kid and with a mask because I want to make sure that because someone with asthma, it can be dangerous. So,
but how is this going to affect now? Let's look at we haven't even gotten into holiday season.
Oh, that's going to be
Christmas, Thanksgiving with COVID,
Because believe me, in October, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to fall down, and in January, everyone's going to have it again. It's going to restart. That's what's going to happen. And, oh, wait. Congrats, Cheryl. Oh, yeah, congrats.
Really definitely. On the remission, definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really
No, that's crazy. When you I knew somebody in Rhode Island that just had to go through. They had to go through. Their neck was red from all the treatment and everything they had in their lymph node.
Yeah,
and it's scary. It's scary.
And
but no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say Ed's got a good point. Being vaccinated against flu doesn't keep you from getting flu. It depends on the strand of flu is out there. If you get vaccinated for type A, type B, it's
an educated guess.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you remember a couple years back. Well, it was about a decade ago. It was H1N1. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Swine
flu. And I got that. I had it before I could the vaccine. Oh, yeah. And
how did you feel?
It was terrible. I was young. I was healthy. I was training. I was eating well. And it was really bad. For 2 days, I wasn't paralyzed, but everything in my body hurt. My mom had to come to my room, bring me soup, lift me up because everything for 2 days.
And you're a healthy young guy, and it just took you off your game.
Oh, yeah. And everything in my body for 2 days was painful. And after those 2 days, I still had, it became more of a classic flu, the fever, the runny nose, the cough, But for those 2 days, it was so bad. I went to the hospital. They told me, listen, you're a healthy person. Unless you start having respiratory issues, the only thing you should do is go back home, stay hydrated, eat the best you can, as much as you can, but not too much. And they said there's nothing really we can do. And the vaccine came out a couple months after that. And it was like, it was really bad, and I was healthy. So that's the thing I go with. I got that vaccine after that. I didn't get, that vaccine, but my family got it because I had it. So I was like, I can't really get it again. I had it once,
See, I keep last December, starting the end of October, November, December, January, going into this year was the sickest I ever been. And I was talking to Seau about this, and I said, I wonder if I had COVID before that, because I had never been, I don't remember being that sick since I was a little kid.
Yep.
I mean, when I was streaming, if you see my streams in like November, December, I am miserable. I'm stuffed up. I'm just full of medication. My back
Yeah.
is killing me. I mean, I was so miserable, and I still streamed because what am I going to do? I might as well stream. I'm going to be feeling miserable anyway.
There you go. There you go.
But I had never been so. I lost a ton. I mean, I got screwed up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell was that?
Maybe you got.
I mean, I
COVID.
got antibiotics because I don't like to get antibiotics because you're going to
hate
need them down the line.
Yep.
And if you use them now, when you really need them, they're not gonna do nothing for you.
There
But
you
I
go.
got that bad that I had to get
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
antibiotics.
And same. And my mother is still convinced that I got COVID because for 3 weeks I was sick and I was sure I had something like a bronchitis. And it was really bad. Like I had trouble breathing. The sinus infection, it was painful, headaches and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, because I had a bronchitis before when I was younger, and I was like,
Mhm.
maybe that's what I have again, but it was really bad. So I'm like, maybe that's what I got. But since I'm young, it wasn't that bad. If you look at the death toll and the people that get into a hospital because of that, it's people between, I think the most at, and I've seen the graph, the most at risk of getting it are the 50 to 60, and the most at risk of dying are 0 to 3 and 80 to 90 or something like that. The rest, I think for people in my wife's branch of age, which is between 20 and 40, you have more chances of getting hit by lightning than dying of COVID if you're a healthy person.
And if you look at the recovery numbers, it's
really good.
yeah, it's not anything to go, oh, but it's
for the
there.
It's for the people that have diabetes, that have asthma, that are older, younger. It's more for them than for us. Even you, how old are you? If that's not.
Oh, I'm 47.
You're 40. You're still in the young age. You're still, if you get
Yeah.
it, you're going to be sick for a while, more than I would be because you're a little older, but you would still get over it pretty easily, I'm sure. But it's for the others that are not as lucky as we are,
Hey, I'm happy, but in 3 years I'm gonna get $2 off of movies through AARP, suckers.
Nice.
Nice.
If you were in Canada in 3 years, you would get a bank discount for seniors.
Wow,
which is moving. It's like $3 that from the bank fees you don't have to pay or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna start getting that stuff in the mail. That's all right. I don't even think about it really. Because I remember when I was a kid, like, remember when you were a kid and people, like, even when you were a young kid, kids who were like 12 seemed like adults.
Oh, yeah.
That kid logic going, and then I'm like, I'm 47 and I'm like, I still feel like I'm like 19. I don't like my mindset, but when I was a kid, 40 was like supposed to be an old age.
Oh, yeah.
40 over the hill. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No, that's not, for me, this, let's say 70, 80, that's far for me. That's something that I see as old. But the 40s, the 50s, I mean, we're in 2020. People, if you go back 100 years, 40, 50, you're an old man. You should just retire. But nowadays, it's just a normal age, and
look at the day and age we live. This is when we've never been in a day and age where medicine, now there's pros and cons to medicine, that's for sure.
Yep.
But the good that medicine does, we've never lived in an age, unless there's some lost knowledge from like the Library of Alexandria that got burned down that we ain't privy to. Really, my grandparents used to talk about, the miracle of modern medicine because they grew up. My grandfather was one of 13 children and they die of simple things. And now those simple things, and that's what gets me about the anti-vaxxers, because wait a minute, people aren't dying from this stuff anymore. And now they are.
There you go.
It's so counterintuitive, and it's,
my great grandmother is 103 years old. She got that on May, 103. And she doesn't remember, at her age, she has Alzheimer's, but very light. She doesn't remember the past 20 years of her life. She remembers everything else. She can tell you about her first boyfriend. She can tell you about her first beer. She can tell you about right there. But the past 20 years are not there. But every time I go there, I start talking with her about the past and things like that. And I remember once, because I spoke about tuberculosis, that's why I'm thinking about it. She told me, I had a friend who died of tuberculosis. It was really bad. I was like, when's the last time I heard that? It's never, because we have a vaccine that we give to kids when they're like 1. and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
back in the day, in her days, that was a normal, well, not normal, it was a sad thing, but it was still not uncommon to die from tuberculosis. There weren't a vaccine for that.
Yeah. She's lucky, though, that you just have everything still right there, right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Because
Well,
that's.
there's some days you're going to go see her, she doesn't know who you are. And
Yeah.
there's some days you're going to go see her, and she's
Yeah.
going to know exactly who you are. So,
Yeah, that's good, though. That's really good that you have that, though. Not a lot of people
Yeah.
have that.
no, not a lot. And I find myself really lucky because I'm a history buff. I love anything about history.
Yeah.
And she was born at the end of the First World War, and she was a kid when she lived through the second one. You know, she can talk to me about the Korean War, the Berlin Wall when it fell. She remembers all of that. She remembers what she was doing at that time, and it's crazy. So it's really a cool thing. Hey, get down. My cat wants to say hello.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. Even with World War II, they have people in. I mean, those stories, those firsthand stories, are going to be gone now. People who lived it.
Yep.
And it's just going to be messages. It's just going to be. It's weird when you think you're going to lose any firsthand knowledge for anything. Look at 9/11. There are people now born where 9/11 never happened, and
that's
they're like
crazy to me.
adults now.
Oh,
Like,
that's crazy to me.
I keep saying that I would have taken the trade-off at age to be around for the moon landing.
Oh, so much.
I would have loved to experience that.
That's insane. My grandparents still talk to me about that. They were quite young, but still they were there, and they still talk to me about it. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would have been there. You know, whatever you believe. I know there's a lot of people that believe it's fake, and that's fine. You can believe whatever you want, but even that moment where you know that everyone in North America was watching their television somewhere and waiting for that moment. You know, it's for a good thing, because I remember the 9/11.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching their television, but it was for something sad and terrible.
Did you see any of it happen live?
Oh yeah.
I didn't see any. Somebody called me at about 11 o'clock Eastern time. Because I was working overnight, so I was sleeping.
Okay.
And they said, turn on the TV. What channel? The typical any channel. Just turn on the TV. It'll be there. And I didn't see any of it happen live. But when you see the imagery, it's almost surreal.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
I mean,
even today, rewatching it, some of the people that there was a guy that was reporting at the bottom of the towers when the second one came. The first one started coming down, and you see all he's starting to run, and you see the camera just one frame at a time because it's going up with his arm, and you see the street and the people running, and then you just hear a whoosh, and then the camera goes up and you see dust.
Yep.
Nothing, just dust, of a cloud of dust, and you don't see anything. It's crazy. But I remember because I was in middle school, which well, we don't have middle school, but it's pretty much middle school.
Yeah, you're in the 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around there.
I think I was in 6th. Anyway.
Okay.
And I remember because my mom was one of the first one to come pick me up at the school, and we lived about 15 minutes from the school.
Yeah.
Because my mom has always worked for the police, and she was the first one of the first ones. Some people had already left the school, but not in my class. No one had left. No one knew anything. We were still in class, and the director comes into my class. He says, "Vincent, your mom is here to pick you up." And I'm like, "What? Why?" And I get into the car, and I see that there's something troubling her. And we get at home. She puts the TV on, and at that age, it doesn't really register. I'm like, it's a building going down. But for her, it was a crazy thing. Even here in Canada, like Canada exists because the United States protect us, or else it wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
You know? So to see that great country going down, and it was something. It was really something.
Well, the thing is, they made their statements too with what they picked too. They had the World Trade Center, which was symbolic in and of itself.
Yep.
The Pentagon, which okay, I'm gonna play conspiracy. I'm gonna play Alex Jones.
Yeah.
I believe the plane hit the Pentagon, but they won't show any footage of it.
Yeah.
They got the one thing, like they got the one surveillance camera, but it's not a smooth. It takes a picture every few seconds.
Yep.
And it's, for security purposes. It's, it's long enough to get a plate or something. But this thing hit it so fast that within those frames, you don't see anything. And it's like, this camera is all over the place with gas stations.
Of course there is. And even it's the Pentagon. I have camera watching it, and I watched a whole documentary about how fake it is, and I was like, that's stupid.
Was that loose change?
Loose change? No, it was on the TV. We have a channel here called DuckUD.
Oh, okay.
It's all documentary, and this one was about all the conspiracy theories and around 9/11, and the only one that I was like, that's a really good point, because all the others there was a really good explanation, but that one, it was that the Pentagon, when the plane, because the plane didn't hit straight the Pentagon, it landed on the grass and then it hit the Pentagon, and the way the explosion, because you see pictures of the Pentagon and the hole in the Pentagon, it's like the explosion came from inside, because everything is flipped through the outside, not the inside. I was like, yeah, that's a really good point, though.
But you look at it, like I've heard very good arguments of why we couldn't have made it to the moon.
Yeah, me too.
They talk about radiation once you get past like the Van Allen belt or whatever it is.
Yep.
And it's like, but I really do believe we went to the moon. I think we did it.
Me too.
A little bit of mainstream.
And a lot of people say we didn't have the technology, but at that time it was the moon race against Russia, and people were just winging it, because it wasn't the first attempt they did, and they were winging a lot. And you see people from NASA saying it all still today. They winged it, and it worked.
Welcome, Happy Hippie. I'm sorry, I saw Happy Hippie saying that they were new to the channel.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming by. What's up, Happy Hippie? Wait, where is that?
It says, hi, all new to the channel, Canada. Listen, headphones to you. Headphones? I think I misinterpreted that.
Yeah. As long as it's not head to me.
Those are headphones, right? I don't know. Sometimes I see these little emojis, and sometimes I can't tell. Like, Cat uses one. It's a cat poking out of a box. I'm like, is that a tissue box? Is that, because sometimes the icons, depending on the device, are so small. They're hard to make out.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like the first emoji. The one, it's like a smiley face with two hands or something like that.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, people thought it was saying hello, but it's like a hug or something like that. But
conspiracy theories are interesting, but then you see people. It is, but then some of them get a little wacky, like Bigfoot. It's like, I don't know about that.
There's a lot of them that are far-fetched, and there's a lot of them that have a lot of merit to them. I still wouldn't say that I believe in them, but I really enjoy how deep some people go to expose something. Because there was a case here in Canada.
There it is, Cat.
Cat?
Yeah. No, Cat put up that little emoji that I said I couldn't make out. It's a cat poking out of a box. But I wasn't sure if it was like a typewriter or a tissue. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Man, that's a funny one. Chill Cat. Oh, here we go. We're starting with the emojis. Show me your best emojis in chat right now. I want to see.
There you go. Come on. Put them together. Link them together. Do like combos.
Oh, yeah. There you go. A wombo combo.
No, or those puzzles. The puzzles where they're little pitches, but you're supposed to like say what they are, and it's supposed to be a word. Like there'd be an eyeball for like saying
like that?
Like kind of like a visual kind of charades thing.
Yeah.
And it's like a visual puzzle game thing. I don't know how common it is now.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I think I have that in the closet for. I have a lot of. I'm really. Some people come here and they see my. I have a shelf filled with board games and card games and stuff like that, and people sometimes come to my place and they're like, "Why do you have that?" And I'm like, "That's really fun."
Yeah, you dig board games. What's your favorite? What's some of your favorite board games?
I'm a big fan of categories. I don't know if you know.
Okay. No, I know it. Yeah, no. I hear you.
I'm a big fan of that. The letters and if you want to go more like when we play with a kid, I have a game. It's called Trouble. I don't know if you know what. That is.
It's got the little. Is that the one with the little bouncer thing in the middle?
Yeah.
It has the thing in the middle. You press down it.
There you go. Yeah. And it's really old. I should pick it up at some point. It's really old. The one I had. It's the one that my mom bought when I was a kid, and it's still on. I played that. Because my daughter is 3, so categories, it's not going to go there. But that game, she gets it. It's really fun. But sometimes, I'm a guy, I love video games. I love the internet and everything. But sometimes, just cutting that off, throwing the phone away like that, and just grabbing a board game with the wife, the kid, and a friend or something like that, it's really fun.
Oh, Sorry was a good board game. Yeah, Sorry. Ed
Sorry,
mentioned
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What was the one he used to?
Monopoly.
Oh, we used to play Parcheesi.
Oh
You
God,
got to
yeah.
go around the board twice and then like up the middle or something. It was
Yeah.
I forget. I was a real little kid when we played that.
Yeah. And I used to love Monopoly. I was the biggest cheater at that game. Oh my God, I used to cheat.
See, you can't. Come on.
I know.
You a
but I was-
corrupt banker?
Oh,
Were you a
I
corrupt?
was.
Oh, I'll be the banker, dudes. Don't worry about it. Slip yourself a couple.
Exactly. Every time I would pick 100, I would grab two at the same time, and if someone caught me, oh, they were sticky, you know.
Yeah.
All the
Monopoly
time.
was always like, yeah. And Monopoly, when you're playing Monopoly and you know you're really screwed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a feeling like you start mortgaging stuff and
Oh,
you get
yeah.
that empty feeling like, oh, I'm so screwed. People are
Oh
just
yeah.
good.
They're gonna Clue. Yeah, Clue was a really good game.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
such a good movie.
There was a movie about that.
Yeah. Did they license, all these companies like that own these games, like Pocket Brothers? They
Yeah.
license all these things have been licensed for movies. They've bought the copyrights. They just don't know what to do with them yet.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
know that they're going to throw a name on it. And that's what sucks about movies because I don't know. Are you a big movie guy?
I'm a massive movie guys.
Now, how do you like? It seems like when it comes to movies, studios are afraid to move away from IPs, intellectual
Yep.
properties. For anybody who doesn't know what that is,
Yeah.
they don't take a risk, and it kind of shoots them in the foot. But I guess as long as they make money, they're gonna keep doing it. I guess.
Prime example of that is Terminator.
I half like that latest one. I like that
Dark
new.
Fate. I totally agree because they went on the same timeline, but all the other after the two, Judgment Day, 3, Salvation, Genesis, they were all terrible.
The one
because
with
they-
Christian Bale wasn't bad.
Okay, it wasn't bad.
Salvation,
because,
I think.
yeah, because they put it only in the future, but for
Yeah.
the rest, I feel like okay, the last one wasn't bad because they brought back Sarah Connor and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But for the rest, I feel like they're just stretching it because they don't want to go away from that.
He's
I don't
just the Terminator doing one-liners now, though. It's not.
That's exactly what it is. It's
That
not-
just happened. You know what that reminds me of when I was disappointed as a kid? When I saw Return of the Jedi, I was between 5th and 6th grade. It came out that summer. Han Solo was like a comic relief. He was like the cool dude.
Yep.
And they just made him like a goof, and there was teddy
you
bears
seen-
and Muppets, and I'm like, I'm done with this franchise. This is garbage. I'm starting to get into music and girls now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
There you
glad
go.
it's over. I can't, put any more.
Have you seen the movie Solo? From
You
just
know-
Han Solo?
It's I don't really care. Like I didn't care. I wasn't asking for this movie. I saw it, and I didn't see it in a theater. I saw it through
Netflix.
other methods, and I thought it didn't have to be a Star Wars movie. You could have renamed some characters, and it could have been its own franchise.
Yeah, because kind of like they did with what's the name on Disney Plus, the Mandalorian, which is a great show.
It is a good. I do like it.
It's not the
I think-
greatest thing. It's never going to be the original 3 Star Wars, the 4, the 5, and the 6, but still, it's a good branch off away from the Jedi things and all that.
You know what they went wrong with Solo? They released it too close to him still being active in current movies, like the last.
Harrison Ford,
Right.
yeah.
What was the third one that nobody liked?
Rise of
the second one. No,
Yeah.
not the last one. The one before that nobody liked with the red planet with the AT-ATs.
The Last Scout? No.
The one
last-
where Luke Skywalker died. He was like an image. He force projected himself and
It
Kylo Ren.
was so bad.
It was
Oh,
horrible. It was horrible. It was a bunch of characters with nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I retired from that franchise
Yep,
when I was a
same.
kid, but
didn't
I
even
still
see-
watched it out of
Yeah.
an interest. But when that episode 1 came out, I was like, I didn't even go see that.
Oh my God.
I didn't even see that in theaters. Like,
Oh, they went too deep into. They thought that the Return of the Jedi and all the Empire Strike Back and all of that was all about the politics. They went all
Last
about
Jedi.
politics, the Republic against the Galactic Empire and all that. It was
You know what it is with that franchise? They're afraid to do, or any franchise, any kind of IP. They're afraid to do. Like, okay, you want to do something Star Wars related? Here's something. Do something about the political intrigue that would happen after that. All that happened after the Death Star blew up and the Empire had to like scramble. Do something. Focus on a politics. Do like a House of Cards did on Netflix. But just do that on a fucking spaceship. I mean, that's all. Just do that. Have them wear the outfits and have the script. And you have the world to explore, but they're not exploring the world.
No, and
they're
look
staying.
The Force Awakens and the one where Luke dies and the new one. They did the exact. They brought the exact same thing. The First Order. It's the Galactic Empire with a different name. They didn't go anywhere different, and it's kind of like video game franchise. You know, when you grab a video game and they try to make a movie about it, or vice versa, it's always terrible. Except for the
Mario
Witcher.
Brothers. Remember that?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I still have nightmares about that movie.
I'm surprised John Leguizamo got work after that.
Oh yeah, it was so bad.
Oh, who was that other actor who was in it? Oh, what's his name? The older dude. He played like the dragon dude. Yeah. Dennis Hopper. It's like, how'd they get him on that? Oh my god! This is the '80s. Yeah, he played like the bad guy. I think it's Dennis Hopper. Oh, and it was they just crowbar. Come on, let's make it like and then they redid, what was it? Total Recall. They didn't even go to Mars. What are you doing? God,
yes,
they're remaking. Go ahead.
Remake I've seen so far that is really amazing was Judge Dredd. Have you seen that?
That was awesome. The slow mo, the drug.
Oh my god,
that was great.
I was scared,
that was good.
At the same time, the people that knew the comic knew that the Sylvester Stallone adaptation wasn't that great, but it was still a classic. And then I saw that was going to happen, and I was like, they're going to scrap it again. But it was really, really enjoyable. I really liked it.
The Predator franchise, they keep dragging that along.
Oh, God, yes. For me, it should have stopped after Alien versus Predator Requiem or something like that.
Oh, you couldn't even see that movie. It was so dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They tried to put it in the city, and I like the idea because it was always in a forest, always in a temple, always. They tried to put it in a small city. I was like, okay, maybe that's gonna be okay. It doesn't fit. And why would the alien hide in the ceiling? He just goes in and shreds you. You know, it's an alien.
You know what it is? The '87 movie. I don't think it was a sci-fi movie, but it was really a slasher movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people were getting killed. You didn't know why. I almost wish that movie didn't start off with that long shot of a ship coming to the planet. Yeah. I wish it was more vague. Like it just started military. And you got just Arnold Schwarzenegger on the poster. That's what you think you're going in and getting. Yep. And all of a sudden, that would be a real surprise. That would have hit you so much bigger.
Yeah.
What the hell? I know. But no, I mean those movies because you didn't know what was happening. Then they put them in the city with Danny Glover, and it was okay. It was whatever.
It wasn't terrible, but it was. You feel the far fetched a little bit. Like Friday the 13th and all those '80s franchise that were really good, and Halloween. And stuff like that, and you're like,
Jason Takes Manhattan. I saw that, and that was most BS. I remember the commercials for that thing, and me and my friend Jamie Stockley went to go see it at the Pox Cinema. He was in New York for like 20 minutes of that movie, Jason Takes Manhattan. That was clickbait, that movie. It was clickbait before clickbait.
Yep. BY? CT needs BY in the background. What's BY?
CT needs BY in the background. I may have to send him one. True. I do live in Mercury. We are on Mercury. That plane took me to Mercury, baby. I love marshmallows. That's what it is because I am burning up. I'm burning.
Or other franchises. Red Dawn. Have you seen Red Dawn?
Oh, the remake? No.
Yeah.
I didn't see the remake.
God. Oh my god. It was
really?
The same.
Stay clear of it, huh?
Oh, stay clear of it. Well, the actors. It was Chris Hemsworth, great actor. There were Josh Peck. There were some cool people. But it's the exact same movie with Koreans over Russians.
They made them Korean? Really?
Yes. Yeah. It's North Koreans.
I played a video game like that on PS3. It was called Homeland. It was a first-person shooter. Yep. And it was Korea. The Korea's united.
Yep.
Yeah.
Freddy versus
Korea's the new Nazis or something?
Yep. Something like that. I don't know.
We just blame Korea now for everything. That's politically correct.
Yeah,
they got that crazy MFer up there.
Well, did he die lately, or I don't know?
I don't know. Oh, you know who died? Herman Cain. I didn't know that.
No way.
Yeah, he died. I saw, unless the internet is being a really good troll.
Oh, probably. That happens a lot. I've been trolled so many times. Like, I wake up in the morning, I look at my phone, and like Ryan Reynolds is dead in a car crash. I'm like, what? I love that guy.
Behind
But-
Enemy Lines was good. There's a
Oh,
lot of
yes.
good movies. I'm trying to think of good movies I've seen recently. What have you seen recently that you would consider a really good movie?
I'm not gonna lie. Recently, I watched for the first time Van Wilder
Okay.
with Ryan Reynolds. I've never seen that movie, and I watched it. It's a comedy. It's really lightweight, and I watched it. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Why didn't I never watch it? But movies. What did I watch lately that was really good? Well, I'm gonna be that guy. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm trying to think recently. I mean, for me, recently is like if you say like Robert Palmer, the singer Addicted to Love, like he died in 2003, and it's 2020. I was like, oh yeah, Robert Palmer died, and it felt like it was just a few years ago, and it's like, damn, it was 2003. It's like the older you get, it's like time compression or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wait, what have I watched lately? Let me see right now. I'm gonna go open my Netflix and I'll show you a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Labial Rick, how are you? The Rona.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Regis died. Yeah, Regis Philbin died as well.
Oh my God.
Good night, Cheryl. Yeah, now I can't do my Regis Philbin impression. I can't talk like this because I'll feel bad about it for a little while.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hey, how are you?
Oh,
I don't know if that's even good.
a bad remake. RoboCop. Have you seen that?
Oh, unnecessary. Yeah, I saw it.
So
and
unnecessary.
it was flat. The whole thing
God,
was
it
flat.
And the actor is a really good actor that I enjoy in a lot of movie, and that was just, I don't know, that was just sad to watch.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said Wes Craven, but you know what I was thinking of? There was another one, a Stephen King, that made me think of a Stephen King movie, The Mist, where they were trapped in a supermarket,
Yep.
and there was this fog around them.
Oh
They couldn't
my
go
God,
outside.
the ending
Wasn't that
of
great?
that movie is gonna fuck you. Oh my God, it's gonna wreck you.
Yeah. It is.
That
Oh, you're.
ending. You remember that ending?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about it.
I'm not saying anything, but if
It's
you
called The
wanna watch-
Mist, and it ain't about a diet soda.
Oh no! And if you haven't watched that, go watch it and come back next stream and tell me how you found the ending.
Did
Oh
you see
my-
Apollo 19?
Yes, I've seen Apollo 19. It was really good.
Isn't that
Really,
great? I don't want to
The
give that away. Mm.
Yeah, The Martian. Have you seen that with Matt Damon? I
Yes,
didn't
that was
know
great.
I would like that. It was a great movie.
It was an
Great
awesome.
movie.
Yeah, it really drew you in because
Yep.
it did it from another angle. You wanted to see his potatoes grow.
Yeah,
You were
exactly.
invested in his farm on Mars.
There you
And
go.
then I want to talk about it now, but I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you a spoiler warning for a 7-year-old movie. I'm sorry.
there you go. Lately I've seen Ip Man 4 with Donnie Yen. You seen
I
that?
haven't seen it. No, I haven't. I haven't seen a lot of things recent.
Well, that's a Chinese movie, but it's the franchise. If you like action movies with martial arts in it, Ip Man franchise is insanely good. Donnie Yen is so good.
Oh, I've seen him. Yeah. Wasn't he in Rogue One?
Yeah, he was the blind guy with the
Yeah,
staff.
that was a great movie too. That was a straight up war movie. That's where that
Yep.
franchise did something different, and
Yep.
it paid off. I
It
think.
paid off. Yeah, that movie was amazing. They went away from the Jedi stuff, and it's not that I don't like the Jedi stuff. It's just that they've been milking it, and it feels forced in a lot of situations.
But that ending was like some of the best 2 minutes when all of a sudden you see that
Oh
light,
my
that
God,
lightsaber,
yes, the
and
red
he's
light.
just tearing through
Oh,
them, man.
yes.
Yeah,
But
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
That's what I want from a Jedi. I don't want to see a Jedi who struggles. I want to see him be better than everyone else. Darth Vader
Yeah.
was the man. He was the baddest man in the
Yeah.
90s and the 80s.
He F you up, man. He don't care.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he wouldn't mind. And I've seen Tomb Raider, the new one. Seen that?
I haven't seen any of those.
Eh,
No. I haven't seen
I
anything.
don't know.
What was some of the ones I liked with I was trying to think of some more of the drama one, like what was it? Goodwill Hunting was a great movie. I love that movie.
Oh my God, yes, Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Me and Shell, we were watching The Jerk with Steve Martin. We both loved that movie. He really hates those cans.
I haven't seen that.
If you have not seen The Jerk with Steve Martin, seriously, it's such a great movie.
The
It's
Jerk,
so
I'm gonna
great.
write that down.
Yeah. The Jerk with Steve Martin, or I'm trying to think of funnier movies. Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Funny movie, Tropic Thunder, classic.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
such
yes,
a
yes.
that's an untimely classic. Like there's
Yeah.
no way even in 50 years, I'm gonna watch that movie and I'm gonna laugh my ass off all the way through.
Yeah, it just works. All the Blues Brothers. I
Blues
can't
Brothers.
ever.
That's yeah.
That movie's on TV. I just stop and watch it. I can't like not, or at least I haven't. I can't turn it off even if I'm doing something else. But
Yeah.
there's
I
so many
think
good.
there's a movie franchise I've been trying to avoid for the better part of my life, and my wife started to make me watch it, and it's terrible. It's
Oh no, what is
Twilight.
it? Oh man, that's not my wheelhouse. Yeah, I mean
Oh my
they didn't make
god.
those movies for me. That's for sure. I'm not
Oh
the
my
demo.
god. She watches that and she loves it. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. There's vampires and werewolves." I'm like, "What is that?"
No, but they're all moody and emo.
Exactly. Vampires for me, it's like dusk till dawn vampires kind of thing. That was the good vampires, you know, or
Yeah, it's gonna be
vampires.
harsh.
You know the movie Vampires with what's his name? Jason? No. The oh my god, they laugh at him in South Park all the time. What's his name?
Oh, I haven't seen any South Park in a while. Gee,
Ah,
wait a minute. I'm trying to think. They make fun of him on South Park all the time.
all the time. Wait, I'm gonna go look it up right now because if I don't find it, I've watched a movie not too long ago. It's called Vampires.
Pink Panther with Peter Sellers, says Ed. Yeah.
Yep.
The Steve Martin.
Oh, James Wood. James Wood.
Oh, really? What? Whoa, I'm not aware of that. James Wood is from where I was living. He's from what? Rhode Island, James Woods. He is.
Yep.
He is.
And that movie it's a really cool vampire movie from the 90s. I think it's 1998. And it was a really cool movie. It's like a group of vampire hunter, but the vampires are not your typical moody emo kid that go to school. You know, they're bloodsuckers. They're killers. They're
vicious. They're cold. They're vicious. They're not. I gotta explore my inner feelings as a vampire.
There you go. It's
I'm a werewolf having its period.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
hell is this
starting my
crap?
menopause. I have to
Yeah, I
take
know.
menopause.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. But that's for younger.
It was for teenagers. Yeah, exactly. It was for teenage
or
girls.
weird adults. I don't know.
Yeah,
To each their own. I watch some dumb stuff. Hey, I know
There you
too much
go.
about the Star Wars franchise.
Hey,
Admitted. Or
listen, I'm
Godzilla.
not-
Do not
I-
get me started on Godzilla. Oh my god,
the
dude!
new ones are not that terrible.
The new ones are great because it's what they were supposed to always look like when you were. I was a kid. Those things were, those things came out in the '60s and '70s, and those are things would be on. Boston had a station 56, and every Saturday they have a creature double feature. And that's when you caught those movies. That's when those things were on. If it was raining out, there was nothing to do. You sit home, you watch a couple Godzilla movies, and that stuff impressed you as a kid, And to see it now with the newer technology, and realize what the movie was really about was about the nuclear bombs that were dropped on him, the fat man and little boy.
Wait, 24 Hours in the Darkness? Yeah, that's an insane good vampire movie. It's like in Alaska.
Really?
It's in Alaska, and in Alaska, there's a day. It's 24 hours where there's no sunlight.
And then they have the opposite where their sun's up all day, right?
All day. Yeah, that's once a year. And that movie, it's for 24 hours. They can come out during the day. So while people are going to the grocery stores, the vampires are out and they start killing everyone. And it's really a good movie. And they made a remake after that. It was 24 hours of more darkness. It was stupid. But the original, it was at the same time as, what's the other classic movie like that? And I'll get back to Godzilla. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
28 Days Later.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Classic. You haven't seen that?
I have not seen it.
Have you seen The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Okay, so the classic of he wakes up in a hospital, doesn't know where he is, and everyone's dead. That came from that movie. That's the movie that started the whole zombie genre. It's It's 88, I think, and it was so good.
I saw the older ones, and I get it. But the thing is, it was like zombie, like everything. Like there was like a popularity in zombies.
Yep.
Like kind of like vampires. All of a sudden, like things hit, and everyone does their own. Okay, this is the hot new thing now. But it's my grandmother. Oddly enough, my grandmother. Speaking about vampires. I had a really I don't mean in that way.
Okay.
She read a lot of Stephen King books. She read horror stories. She wasn't a typical grandmother. Like she listened to disco, like she listened to the Bee Gees and the Village People.
Okay.
And she like I remember getting her for Christmas once was an Anne Rice book on tape set, and the tape set was in the shape of a coffin. But it's like a weird gift to give to your grandmother, typically, right? Like, here's
She
your
was that
vampire.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, she was really, and she was all watching Stephen King movies all the time. She was cool. It was really interesting. I was lucky enough to be raised by them because they were really interesting. But
Hey,
yeah,
Taco. How you doing, Taco Josh?
it was really but vampire stuff, when you really go back to it, like the real, the origins of it,
That's
the
great.
really early writings.
They
Like
did
Frankenstein,
they did a 3-episode series on Netflix about vampire, but the classic Bram Stoker story.
Yeah.
With John Adam or something like that, that goes to Dracula, and if you haven't watched that, it's really, really good. You see that it's the book, but in details, because it's 3 or 4 episodes. I don't remember, and it's really, really good.
I gotta address something in the chat. Shell said the chip you wouldn't eat came in the shape of a coffin. That's right. I ordered that hot chip. It was a hot chip challenge. Okay, if for anybody who doesn't know, would you eat a hot chip? One of those hot chips?
Nope. Never.
I was gonna eat it. I legitimately was straight up gonna eat it, and I couldn't stream it and stream myself doing it because we stream everything. We have a blast everywhere we go, and me and my wife Seau, and I got a little bit of that chip. I ate like 3 little crumbs, and I was hurting.
Yep.
And I actually streamed that. I was spitting. I looked like a fool, and she ended up eating the whole rest of the chip. Didn't even look for water or anything. She can handle spicy stuff. I'm from the Northeast.
I'm from Canada.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, we don't have hots. It's just not the market for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, I eat a drop of Tabasco sauce, and I have a stomach ache for 2 days.
Yeah.
So imagine, I'm really bad with spicy food. Really bad.
It was, but regionally, I tell people it's not a joke. McDonald's up in the Northeast, they have a McLobster.
No way.
You can get it sounds like, I swear to God, it's regional. It's very limited, but you can go to McDonald's and get yourself a lobster sandwich.
Really? Oh yeah, Ed. That's what I did with The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, I think I stopped at season 6, and I was like, it's boring. And I started Fear the Walking Dead, and I was like, here we go. I'm started again. Great show.
What was the one I watched with zombies that was all right? The Resident Evil series, because I had played the game, and then I saw it was a movie, and it was like,
there you go. Because for me, the 3 first movies, so Resident Evil Apocalypse, and Resident Evil Extinction are okay. But the other after that, I was like, doesn't fit the timeline at all. It's just stupid. I don't know. I didn't like them. But the games were classic. But it's really rare that you're going to see a movie from a game or a game from a movie that's going to be good.
It doesn't translate well. And you think like these properties, when you think what you can do, the worlds that they give you to work with.
There you go. But it has to be TV shows. That's what they just realized with The Witcher on Netflix. It killed it, and it's really good. But they made a show out of it.
Look at what the CW is doing. They're working out all these franchises.
There you go.
But is there like a superhero fatigue now?
I don't know. I think that the fatigue that we have, and we see it because of Deadpool, is the fatigue for the PG rating, PG. People want their superheroes like in the comics. Batman wasn't just a guy that do martial art. He used to beat the shit out of people.
Did you see that scene in Batman vs Superman when he goes to rescue his mom and he comes in through the floor and he's breaking bones?
He's breaking bones. I'm pretty sure he killed a guy when he threw it in the wall. You see the blood splatter, and you're like, yeah, that guy's dead. And that was
right up there with that Darth Vader scene at the end of Rogue One. As far as badassness, you know what I'm saying? What these characters are supposed to be.
There you go. And that's, I think, where the thing, because look at the shows that are really doing well. The Punisher. Have you seen The Punisher?
Yes.
Such a great show. And they don't shed on the blood and the swearing and the stuff like that, because that was who the Punisher was. He wasn't just your run-of-the-mill putting pennies over my spandex. He was a war soldier that killed people and didn't give a crap about what you thought about it, you know?
Did you like Gotham?
I did, but it took me a really long time to get into it.
I didn't even watch. I watched all 5 seasons as it happened. I
Yeah.
was there live when it aired, and I didn't care to watch the last season. I didn't care anymore.
I
It
think
just
they
kept going around and around and around and around.
There you go. There you go. It just goes around, and they know that their golden chicken, their golden egg is the Joker. The character that does it is amazing at it. He's really good at it, but they keep milking it.
Oh,
Now
the kid who was doing that? Yeah, he was good at it, actually.
He was so good, and they know that people love it, but they keep milking it. And now he has a brother, and the brother became the Joker.
Really? Is that how they? I don't even know how they ended it. I really don't.
Yeah, because he died. And he sent the package to his brother. Well, I'm spoiling it. I don't want to spoil
Oh,
it.
Taco Josh says the last season. You know what? I know all the players, so I should maybe do myself a favor and check that out.
Bring up
I invested 5 seasons into it. I think 5. I think that was at 6.
Green Lantern.
I don't know. Like when these movies came out, I remember the one that Jack Nicholson was in, the Batman movie in '89. That was pretty cool. I was in high school. I was in high school when that came out.
Well, Jack Nicholson is the man. I mean, any movie he touches becomes great. The Departed with Matt Damon.
Oh,
and
dude. Yes.
Good movie.
That is one of my favorite movies of all time, The Departed.
And if you think about it again, and I rewatched it not too long ago, and there's a scene where Jack Nicholson shows his dick in the theater.
Oh yeah, he goes to meet Matt Damon.
Yep.
Are you sure that was actually his, or was that like a toy he had with him? I don't know.
I don't know what it was, but think about it. Today, you can't do something like that. And King Leo just killed it. I think what's killing the movies is this whole woke culture of trying to appease the woke police. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. They try to have it all.
There you go. You're always going to offend someone. You're always going to, and there's some point that I can get behind it, but the woke police that is always outraged at those Dave Chappelle and those, I mean, I don't know. It's just not it.
Hold on. Can I just real quick? Oh, sorry, Kimbles, the tablet. Hold on. We'll get you back. You know what? Sometimes this is why I like it. You're using a laptop right now.
Yep.
See, that's what I like, because you know what it is with Surface devices, and I don't know what it is, but when it comes to a phone or something like this, or a tablet, when you're doing something to touch sensitive nature, I'm always opening and closing stuff.
Yep. I call people all the time.
Frustrating.
Yep. I miss my phone that I would, it was like this. Oh, I don't want to show my ID.
No, I hear you.
So the phone was like this, and you would turn it to the side and push it, and there was a little keyboard for texting at the bottom. I don't know if you remember that. That was the greatest phone I ever had. I missed that phone.
Hey, look at this. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, flip.
There you go. There you go. I have a big Samsung S10 big thing, and I'm like, it's fun, but I don't know. I miss the buttons on the phone. I'm an old guy. I'm an old man, an old soul in a young kid.
Yeah, well, it's a good mix, though. It's a good mix to have, though.
Oh yeah, I think all ages have their difficulties, but I think the difficulties we have right now as a society are just so deep. The outrage, the politics, the law, the everything. Like just right now, what do you think about the government sending feds to calm things down in Portland and Chicago?
Well, it sends first of all, I think I'm not even aware of how bad is it. It's the riots. You got to put the balance, because if you show up with like military hardware, right? You're showing up in the streets with armored vehicles, stuff like that. It sends a message. Like I can understand that argument that you're kind of almost like making it eventuality.
Yep.
But I saw a couple videos where, I mean, they were seriously tossing. I mean, all these officers were around, like they were trying to get everybody back, and they came in, these protesters with a sign connected. They had PVC pipe. It was connected through that.
Okay.
This long banner, because they said, well, we need to, it's a long banner. We need something that's kind of hanging like a curtain.
Yep.
So they used these PVC pipes. But the thing is, the PVC pipes, they had pre-cut them to be sharp, and they were carrying stuff like rocks and shit like that.
There
They
you
got
go.
so close and they ambushed, and you see these cops, and not all of them are wearing riot gear. Now maybe that's on them. I don't know, but they're getting
Oh,
hit with rocks, and they're throwing explosives. They had one going up right near some guy's eye. You
yeah,
know, he didn't have any riot thing down, but that guy, it said in the video, he's going to require surgery.
yeah.
So we're interesting. What is a Chinese proverb? May you live in interesting times. We're
Yeah.
certainly there, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we definitely are there. And I think it's the lack of problem. Like when we talked earlier, I said the lack of problem is causing the more problem. We don't have a single goal that we're all heading towards as a society. Everyone has to find their little fights everywhere where there is sometimes absolutely nothing.
People are looking for problems where they don't exist for whatever reason.
There you go.
And I
think
don't
it's
know.
because
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's because we don't have any problems.
We're too. What did I say? Creature comforts.
Yep.
Maybe we're too comfortable. We're too disconnected.
I think that's it. I think we're too comfortable now. If you go back in the time of the Second World War, no one cared about anything. Everyone was helping each other because the only thing that mattered was to survive to the next day.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone had a common goal: eliminate the Nazis. Wherever you were in the world, unless you were on the side of the Nazis,
They were clearly the mark. That's the dude with the black hat.
when you're looking at someone to be pissed off at, look at that guy. But now there is no that guy you can be pissed off at, really. There is, but not really. So everyone points finger at each other looking for a bad guy because that's what our society wants. They want a bad guy. We need a bad guy as a society, but we don't have one.
Do you think maybe because we are, I don't know. I mean, this is me just, I have a mild interest in a lot of things like this, like sociology and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But it's all from a very hobbyist, amateur
Yep.
standpoint. But that we were talking earlier about the creature comforts, and now it's like we don't have these problems, so our minds looking for problems because that's just what we are. We need problems to solve, and if we don't
Yep.
have problems, like the biggest problem you got is how many channels on the TV, and why is that's the biggest problem. You got too many channels and nothing
There
really
you
to
go.
watch. We're not getting stimulated right, or I've wondered, is our technology, are we at a level of maturity or responsibility to handle the technology that we've surrounded ourselves in and engrossed ourselves in, like nuclear energy?
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with nuclear waste. Seriously, there's some countries, I don't know, up north. I mean, I want to say Sweden or it's somewhere around there. I'm probably wrong, but they have to drill a hole like 3 miles down to store this stuff, and it's 10,000 years or something. Like, we can't be responsible for something. I don't know what to say. Don't put me in any office of any responsibility because I'll totally screw it up. But I don't know where, like the Unabomber's manifesto. Sometimes I wonder if that should be required reading to a point. Does that sound weird? Does that make me a bad person to say that?
Well, it does sound weird, but does it mean it's wrong? I don't think so. I mean, there was the biggest mass shooting in the history of Canada was Polytechnic. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I may or I can't off the top of my head.
If I remember correctly, it was in 1984, and it's a guy who wrote a manifesto because he was in a very, very, very liberal college, and everything in his life, he explained his life, and I would never agree with the shooter. That guy is dead, and the world is better without him. And what he did is terrible. But what he wrote in his manifesto is how angry he became when he started losing everything to women. And that's like...
Oh, that's a special little wrinkle right there.
There you go. So, but you read the thing, and you see how he became angry at not necessarily the women in this. No, I don't have super chat. I don't want it yet. I want to build a little bit of an audience, and then we lost Justin. But no.
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no super chat for a little bit. I'll fix when I have.
You get once you get to 1,000, we'll get you 1,000 subs. Everybody, if you're not subbed, please subscribe and also get the alerts. That means when you click the little bell icon, you're going to be able to make sure that you get all alerts. Because sometimes it doesn't. Trust me, I've been doing this for like 3 years, and sometimes people get alerts, and sometimes people don't.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, but it's YouTube, and the trick to YouTube is keeping it kind of clean.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna, but other than that, just remember it's YouTube and it's the internet.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just like I said at the beginning, I don't really care about swear word. I just don't want it to become an R-rated movie. You know what I mean?
It's like we said earlier. There's like my channel, No Good Reason to Stream. We watch absurdity. Like we watch everything. We watch retro. We'll watch a block of like beer commercials from the 70s, and then we'll watch a Gale video. And for anybody who doesn't know what Gale is, I don't even know how to start, and I won't even begin. It really just she's unique. And like then we watch like the Sovereign Citizen videos or police chases, or we watch a little bit of everything, and that's the channel. No Good Reason to Stream. And it's just we watch political clips, but it's the absurd political clips. Like people are saying that Guam's going to capsize.
Okay.
What? Because there's too many people living on it. Some politician in Congress, seriously, or the Senate. This dude a few years back thought Guam was going to capsize because he was worried there was too many people on it. Like it was going to capsize like a boat.
Like a lot of people think China did by creating COVID to remove a little bit of people because they have too much people.
I think China did something.
I do too. I don't know if they did it to.
They found something and they supercharged that little bitch. I mean, they did something.
Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I will just never believe that it started from a guy eating a soup with a bat in it. I'm sorry. There's nothing that crazy in the world that starts with this. I don't know.
I don't know. I've people have told me about, they've looked at, the structure of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's sprung. It just jumped out everywhere, like at once. And I remember Seau, when that boat was coming over on the news, like when it first didn't get here yet.
Yeah.
And Seau's just from a standpoint, like, what are you doing? Turn that boat around or blow it up. What are you doing? And then boom, the world stopped.
Yeah.
The world stopped.
And you guys stopped 2 months before we stopped. Because for 2 months, when you closed the airport and the docks, our prime minister, our great Justin Trudeau, said, no, we'll keep bringing people in without any checking anything. That people were coming in, going out for 2 months after you, because he didn't want to close the border or anything.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like,
is that where he started? Because I remember when he first got. I'm not familiar with Canadian politics, but I know when he got in office, he was like, "Oh, Justin Trudeau, whatever." And I guess everything started kind of rosy. I guess
he is in. The problem here right now in Canada is the fact that we don't have a 2-party system like you guys. So we can have as many party as we want. So the big problem is that most Canadians are not liberals, but let's say it's 49% of Canadians are liberals, and they will vote for anyone as long as they are from the same party. Let's say Democrat. Anyone would be Democrat, they will vote for them. 49% of the people. The rest, they don't like liberals, but they're all going to divide their vote in those other 5 or 6 party that are presenting themselves, so they will always win. And Canada will always be a liberal country. And that guy's been doing some terrible stuff, like really bad stuff, like corruption, scandals everywhere. And I'm not talking about Trudeau, putain d'idiot. Wait, exactly. That's French for, well, I can't really say that in English, but it's French for swear, for he's a poopy pants, It's it's like he's done a lot of bad, but he will keep getting elected because we don't have a 2-party system, so we can't elect anyone else on the other side because people divide their vote into 4 or 5 groups.
I don't. Politics seems to me, and I've actually said this. It seems like a bunch of people are elected to make sure nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Really,
the last time anything happened in politics was Ronald Reagan. He was the last dude to do something. After that, nothing happened.
Nancy's astrologer. Yeah, he was all right. He was a good one, Ronald Reagan. Yeah. He was all right. I was a kid. He made me do extra stuff in gym. for his presidential fitness challenge. I didn't like that. I had to do more push-ups than I would have liked to have done.
Yeah, but if that's the worst thing you did, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I remember all that. Like, it was like I remember all the. There was a movie called The Day After. It was a TV movie. And it was supposed to be after a nuclear war, and everyone was supposed to. I didn't even watch it, but I remember in school the next day, everyone was talking about it. Oh my god, that movie was so intense, and I guess it was, but it was like whatever.
on the grand scheme of things,
when you grow up with it, I guess you can normalize anything. I guess because what else are you going to do? It's reality.
Anything can be, and that's where a lot. And my third grandfather was Canadian. He was born in Stansted is 35 minutes away from where I live. I'm really close to that. In the 1800s. Yeah, that's a long time ago though. But yeah.
That's when it was really you're on the land.
Oh yeah, and over here too, like there was nothing.
I keep telling you. Yeah, that's what I keep telling Shelly. I'm like, Austin is so just hot, and it's like people came here and decided to still stay back in the day. Yep. Like I don't mind it now because there's central air all over the place. That's cool. I live in Austin with central air. But before, people just didn't be like, this is just uninhabitable. There's scorpions. It's lightning is everywhere, which I love. The storms here, dude, they are beautiful. The lightning takes up the entire sky. Oh,
I heard that's a great thing. You see them clearly and everything. That's one thing I love living on my office is on the second floor, and so is our bedroom, and we have a little balcony, and all of the other places here are one floor. So we see if there's a lightning storm, we see everything, and we get out and we just sit on our balcony and watch it with some music.
Yeah,
such a good feeling.
That's one of my biggest memories. My grandfather. I mean, we used to sit outside we had a porch, and we'd sit outside there and watch the lightning, the rainstorms, and that's when you learn when you're a kid. They tell you, you can do the counting to see how far away it is.
Yes.
And stuff like that. Or we'd go to the airport when I was real little. We'd go there. That's why I like airports, because we'd sit there and watch the planes. You just park and just watch the planes. It doesn't take a lot.
No, it really doesn't. There's some, and I think that's another thing we talk about society. I think people don't stop to admire all the good. They only focus on the bad.
Yeah.
So how many times I remember how many times I drove down a street at the same exact time, going back and forth from work, same exact hour, and one day I got a flat tire, and I didn't have a spare tire in the back, so I had to wait for my girlfriend to bring me a spare tire. And I stopped on the side of the road, and I just look at the field and the sunset, and I'm like, that's one of the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I drove there thousands of times, never looked in at it, just because I'm focused on myself and my little life and my...
You have to to a point, but when it hits you though, when you catch it,
like and every single day you can see something as beautiful as that, because our planet is beautiful. There's beautiful things all around. Of course, there's evil and there's bad things and there's shitty things. But if you always focus on that, obviously you only see the bad.
Yeah, it's something though. You got to. What does Shell always say? You got to, when you live in your own truth. You got to do that. And it's hard sometimes to see things for what they are, because it's hard to admit that some things go on. But unless you do, it's really it can be frightening, really, at first. Like, shit. And I think that's why a lot of people go, I want to just step back from everything. It's, but you got to do it. There's other than that, nothing's real. And we're here once. We're here once. That's that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. I don't know if you remember. There was a phase a couple of years back. It was YOLO. You only live once.
You live once, yeah.
And I always hated that. In my mind, you only die once. You live every day.
Yeah. Well, what did they say? What was it? I forgot what it was. They said every man dies, but not every man truly lives. Or I forgot what that's from.
Yeah, there's a joke. Well, it's not even a joke at this point, but it's kind of a joke. It's like, don't take it too seriously. You're going to die anyway. You're not getting it out alive.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
really matter. You have to do the best you can with what you have to leave a little bit of a legacy or something. But other than that, you're not getting out of it alive. We're all going to the same place. And I
Well,
don't
my
know.
grandparents, I was raised by my grandparents till I was about 8. And
Yeah.
they were very practical. My grandfather, he was in the Second World War. He was in a
Yep.
support carrier in the Pacific, the USS
Mhm.
Bataan. And they were very practical and they were modest. My grandfather worked for the state. He was a janitor. My grandmother peeled potatoes. Used to go pick her up after school
Yeah.
every day. Well, and they used to be they were very practical because they come from that era. And a lot of that was instilled with them. My grandfather says, you can't afford something, you don't buy it. You don't buy it till you can
There you
afford
go.
it.
There you go.
I don't have a lot of credit. I can get credit, but I don't use it. You need it
Yeah.
for an emergency. I don't care about the size of the TV. But what I'm getting at is they were very practical people, and they would give me advice. My grandmother would tell me sometimes things just don't work out. You know what? Usually you
Yep.
can't say that to a kid nowadays.
Yeah. No.
Because it'd be like, what are you talking about? Everything's got to work out. Everything's got to be perfect. Or like we
Yeah.
say, people are looking for problems, but
Yeah. No. Definitely. Wait.
people just don't like happy people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Why people? It's like,
There's a lot of
um,
jealousy going around. Of
but nobody's any. I'm not anybody special. Nobody's anybody. We are who we are.
Well,
So
I
I don't
think it's
understand.
because, and that I attribute that to a lot of social media. It's the fact that no one cares enough about their own life. They only care about the life of other, the Kardashians and the Osbournes, and
Yeah,
that. We only check the life of others, and we never are happy with what we have. So we envy, and that's a sin for someone who is a believer like me. It's a sin, envy. We always envy something that someone else has when we should. Back in the days, people would just be happy with what they have. You know?
I think to a point I don't envy something like I remember I was like 23. I was coming home from work. I was working at the power station doing security there.
Yeah.
And I come back. I was working overnight, so I come in. I'm coming up my deck. I'm walking up the porch, and I'm looking outside. And I just realized I'm just looking at all this crap. Like this is when I was living up near. I always liked the artsy areas of town. It was like Brown University and Rhode Island School of Design, and I
Yeah.
just liked it. I just with all the record stores and the
There you go.
people playing guitars. That's why I love Austin so much.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was I remember I was 23. I said I'm not getting roped into all
Yeah.
this.
There you go.
I'm
There you
not
go.
I'm not doing it. And you said I was raised Lutheran for when I was about
Hmm.
9 to about 16. And I think right now I'm kind of agnostic. Like I just think I can't put my finger on. I'm not going to assume
Oh,
anything
and
like
yeah. No.
when
Don't.
it comes to like something like that. I'm kind of like, okay, I liken us to be. I forgot who said the quote. Maybe somebody in the chat will know. If we kind of, I think we put a lot of ourselves on what we think something bigger or larger than us would.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that
Yeah.
would make no sense. Well, how do you know? Like, dogs are intelligent, really intelligent. I think more
Yeah.
intelligent than people think. But if you show them a card trick, they're not going to understand it. And I
No.
think that's the position we're in with that. When we try to get our mind around it, we're trying to get our minds around something we're never going to get our minds around.
Yeah. No. I totally agree. I totally agree. There's. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I just go off on a tangent?
No. 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 You just wanted to. The type of things that everyone has to think in their life. And there's a lot of. For me, it was. I know a lot of people that are Christians or have faith, and they do it because religions, and I'm not talking about the bad, I'm talking about the good.
Yeah.
They teach you value, sin, and commandment. How to be a man, what values should be. So if you're someone who grew up and you don't have any values, or you never were, and we never told you what is bad or what is good, it's an easy way out to
Oh yeah.
just follow religion.
Well,
My grandfather was never a believer at all,
no, my
and
grandfather wasn't either. I saw my grandmother get baptized.
he went to
That's
church
weird.
every Sundays.
Yeah.
Never
Well,
believed in God. Went to church because it was for him his way of learning about the man himself, and the things that I don't know how to explain it, but values. It always comes down to values. Some people just have
yeah.
values, and they were taught to them, and some people
Well,
don't.
It's well, yeah, and it's whether it takes. Some people you can go to church every day and nothing like kind of like rubs off on them. I guess not that it has
Yep.
to, but
No,
no,
not that it has.
like me and Seau are talking, and it's just like she would said in the chat. We just like to have a good time,
There you go.
you know.
There you
But
go.
that's it. Like I don't understand any other take on it. It's
No, I totally agree. And there's the other part of the people that need something bigger. You know, some people like I know a lot because I was an alcoholic when I was younger,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
got out of that. I've been well, not sober because I started drinking a glass a week, one glass of whiskey a week. My
Okay,
wife keeps me steady, so it's just I
you're
don't know. I
out of
like
glass. Do you drink now?
never only one
Okay.
glass a week, only
Oh,
one
that's
glass a week.
okay. Yeah.
Exactly. And normally, if I'm not on stream drinking it, I drink it with my wife on the balcony, and that's it. One glass. I've had the same bottle for so long, and it's really going well. And my wife keeps me on check if I try to go above and beyond. But normally, it's really good. But I know a lot of addicts that just needed something bigger than
Yeah.
themselves because they couldn't do it for themselves or for the people around them. They needed something bigger, and God was that bigger thing that they needed to go above and beyond and come back from addiction or stuff like that, you know? So but there's always the bad. I grew up a Catholic and I hated it, but in the Catholic and that there's always those, the predatory thing of the church and
Well,
there's always the bad in everything. There's bad and good,
there's a problem is when you put things, even politics, religion, anything is going to have that human
Yep.
temptation to
There you go.
get an advantage out of it or turn it into something else than it is. It's kind of like even the internet. There's a look at First Amendment auditors. What they do? What do? They
Yep.
go around and they harass cops. Why?
Yep.
Because there's a buck to be made in it. And if there's a buck to be made in it, you can get people. You can believe there's people out there that do incredibly dark things. Look at
Oh, yeah.
trafficking. This world people don't, and then you got somebody like, to get a little more serious or sober topic, this Jeffrey Epstein thing. Oh,
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
they had two prison guards that fall asleep.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
and
What are you talking about?
At the same time that the camera lagged out and everything that went out, I mean, come on. I've been to jail. They take your belt, they take your shoelace, they take your necklace, they take everything from you. So you cannot hang yourself. But
Yeah.
he had shoelaces. The camera stopped and the two guards fell asleep. I mean, come on.
It's like they're friggin' insulting us, though.
Oh, yeah. They're
They didn't
really
even
telling
give the
us that
liberty
we're
of
stupid.
giving us a good bullshit story. It's not like the
Nope.
Gagan, the priest, where they stuffed socks in his mouth and beat the hell out
There
of
you
him.
go.
At least, tell us that happened.
Yeah. And they went through all that trouble. They could have made it something else. They could have hired someone. And I know people from back in the day when I was in prison that would just wait to get big money to kill someone because they would never get out. They
Do
could
you
have done
know-
that,
Do you know why? I think, and I know why, and nobody's upset about this. I don't know anything about investigation. I'll tell you what's weird. Epstein, knew household names. And I hate to
Oh, yeah.
think of that as a reality,
Mm.
but he knew how he was killed because he knows people.
Yep.
He knows people.
If you want
And
to be
I-
a conspiracy theorist, go into the Epstein story. That story is a massive conspiracy, and everyone knows it. We just don't know at what extent. He had the name of Prince Andrew from Saudi Arabia. He had the Clintons. He had the Obamas. He had so many people on his list. He couldn't.
These people do not live in reality. It's not that the real
No.
world is
Yeah,
not,
it's
and
another
they're
world.
they're
There's no concept.
so unlikable. And I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, maybe you said like Reagan, because Reagan, then we got all right.
He came out of the real world. He was an actor. He lived in the real world. He didn't live into all those, I don't know.
I'm
He
worried.
felt human.
No, yeah, but connected. Now everything seems very sensationalized.
Yep.
And cable news,
I see.
MSNBC
He said
is
it
one
the
way.
best.
Fox
Epstein
is
got
another.
Clinton.
Yeah, well, did you say, yeah. I don't. Hey, it wouldn't surprise me. It
No,
wouldn't
me
surprise
neither.
me.
I
And
mean, when he got arrested, who believed he would go to trial? I mean, who? Was
Well-
anyone did anyone think he would go to trial? He was going to die, kill himself, or anything was going to happen.
Hey, I got an idea. I think they want all these first responders and law enforcement. They want all these people to be subject to random urine tests for drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you know what? If you got to do that, you know what? I want to see. I want to see Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi piss in a cup. Shell's a first responder. She has to do that stuff. I mean, what are these people making huge decisions? What's in their bloodstream? What the hell are they choking back every night with a drink?
Oh yeah.
Well, what are you talking about?
I don't know, but Nancy Pelosi, you look into her eyes, and she's high. You know she's high.
Somebody pointed out she looks like Michael Jackson, and she does.
Yeah.
I can't look at Nancy Pelosi now and not see MJ.
Same. I hate that woman. I have a deep, not hatred, because I shouldn't say that, but
But they get in, though.
Yeah.
So who's to really blame? They're in there.
Yeah, someone put them there.
I don't know. People, they gerrymander districts. I mean, they both play the game. The game. None of them, neither of them are blameless. Both sides are, it's just your flavor of whatever. Here's my opinion. I think Democrats are idiots, and I think Republicans are assholes.
Exactly.
And there's a lot more nuance to it than that, for sure, right?
But that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, term limits.
Yeah,
says King Leo. And you know what? I think the president should be 1 6-year term. Done. No re-election.
Yeah.
Get in there, do what you're going to do for 6 years, and then whatever. Or end the presidency. Don't make it one person. Make the presidency a party of 3 people, so that you have somebody in there who can do long division at least. I don't know. Something.
I think you guys have a maximum of 2 terms, right? It's 8 years.
2 terms for presidency. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that here. That's a sad thing.
Is that more of a figurehead post, though? It's kind of like England. The Queen's not. Ooh, she's not really making decisions. She's chasing corgis around that place.
Oh yeah, we still have. I could show you a quarter. We still have the Queen everywhere in here, but she doesn't. Last time she made a decision was never. I mean, is she even? She's still alive? Oh yeah, she's still alive. But
yeah, she's not getting any more dogs, though.
God, I hope no. I'm a number 1 asshole. Then I'm proud of it. There you go. If I was American, I would be an asshole too. I am dyslexic and hard time in grad school. The priest at the school told me God does not want people like me in his house. I haven't walked in a church since. Yeah, and my grandmother went to a Catholic church school, and she was a lefty. Oh my God.
Oh, you can't do delegate. Hey, yeah, you can't. That's of the devil, man. Left-handed.
Yeah. And she kept writing with her left hand, and they ended up breaking one of her fingers so she would stop.
What?
Yeah. Damn. They broke her middle finger.
That's crazy. What?
That's insane. They broke her index or middle finger. I don't remember which one. They broke it with a middle pipe so she wouldn't be able to write with it, and she would have to learn how to write with the right one.
Yeah.
And those are... It's just I feel you. I never grow. Justin, you sound like a socialist. I don't think Justin is a socialist.
No, even Shelley. I'm not a socialist. Good job. I don't like labels. I like something that just makes sense. Just get in there and make sense. I say you get somebody. You could replace everyone, and this is true in any political system. I think. Outside of like a harsh dictatorship, probably. Yeah. But you could replace everybody. You could get the demographics right. You could get whatever. Well, this person's this race, fine. Replace it with a 10-year-old of this race.
Yep.
And you can replace all of them with 10-year-olds. And a lot of the problems would be because I think what happens is we get old. As we get older, we just bring our own bullshit, whatever happened to us, and we just bring it along. We bring it along, and it's just. It's hard. What are you going to do? It's how it hits you. We've got our own perspective. I remember being a little kid, and it always aggravated me because I'm like, I can only experience life. You feel like you're inside your body.
Yeah.
And you can only look out from that vantage point, and that's the only way you can see it. Like, what is this song? How come I like this song, but you don't? We're both hearing the same song.
There you go.
That process, how does that get
And I think that on the side of just common sense, I think it's also... geographic. There's some places, a lot of people think I'm a conservative, and I do agree that I'm very right-leaning, but I think some places need a little bit of conservatism more than right now, and some places need more democratic stuff, liberalism. And I think it depends on the environment, the people, the communities, the culture around it. You see countries like Finland and a place like that that became very socialist over the time, and it's a good thing because it was time for that movement. But there's some places like in Chicago that would need a lot less democratic and liberalism ideas. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing with that is, okay, you can say, okay, we installed this system and it worked, so therefore this should be a template everywhere, and in theory I guess it should work. However, you got to do things, even within the United States, you got to do things very geographically. I mean,
exactly.
It's not a giant culture shock. I mean, I come down to Texas, I really haven't seen too many people walk around, maybe because I'm in Austin, it's more liberal. But I mean, I don't, I owned a gun. I owned a Glock for a little while after I got out of the Air Force. I mean, whatever. But I didn't. It doesn't strike me as weird. Like some people get really weirded out by guns.
Yeah, especially Canadians.
2 feet from one, so fuck. And whatever. It could be there or not. Yeah, I don't need it to fall asleep. It's good to have, I guess. But it's not anything that's culture shock. But in other countries, things just aren't gonna work.
There you go.
Some countries, was it Finland or somewhere, they made everything legal drug-wise?
That's Amsterdam. In
Amsterdam.
Prostitution, drugs, everything is legal.
Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, hold on 1 minute.
Yep, no problem. Ground and pound with elbows. What's Timcast? Visa trying.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, take your time, man. Take your time. I'm gonna read some chat. Current system has worked for over 200. Yeah, I totally agree, King. And my point is that some places you should not go to the left, and some places you should not go to the right. Look at China. I totally disagree with what China is doing and how they're running their thing. But another YouTuber that is mostly centrist politically. Yeah, Justin is very centrist. I'm a lot more right leaning than he would be. But look at a place like China, and if they didn't. I don't like communism, but if they didn't, it would be burning over there. Like China wouldn't be standing with all the people they have, with how the system has been running for a while. If you start throwing capitalism in China, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. So there's places, and even sometimes it's cities or neighborhood that need more conservatism, and some places need more liberalism, and it's just. I don't think there's one system for a whole world. I don't think.
Well, it's a blend, and I think you have to. Oh, Lynn's cool.
Yeah,
Lynn is great.
Cool. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate the kind words. We'll still disagree with China, but they have great food and fast delivery. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like a city like Austin, it's not really that liberal. I mean, it's liberal, but it's great. It's really kind people
in a red state. So I think it's a great mix. The mix is good. I think that's why I like.
Yeah,
exactly. I always back in the days when I look at how a Democrat and Republican were running things, they were always fighting with each other, and people thought it was annoying. I think it's a necessary thing in the sense that they don't agree with them on that thing. They don't agree with them on that thing. So they come to a consensus, which is a blend of the two ideas. And that's how you get, if you go too far to the left, you're going to sink. If you go too far to the right, you're going to burn your wings. So
yeah, everyone, nobody wants to meet in the middle. Nobody wants to meet in the middle.
That's the problem we have right now. We need to meet in the middle, bring ideas from both sides, depending on where you are. Because look at Detroit. It was like the capitalism city of the United States. It was running well. Everything was going right. They elected a Democratic, started socialism. It burned.
Yeah. Well,
because
I mean,
they went all the way from the right, all the way to the left in an instant.
It's like a knee-jerk reaction.
Exactly. You can't do that. But I think the balance in everything is important. Although I'm a right-leaning person, I would never want liberals to disappear because I think it's a necessary thing. We need to have those conversations. We need to have debates. We need to disagree. Disagreement is a good thing. Where it's a bad thing, it's when you get to places like Portland when they don't allow people to speak because they don't think the same. Now we have a problem. You know, if you don't
Yeah.
let me speak because you disagree with me, I'm gonna have a problem. Let Seattle burn. Well, it's burning right now, and I don't see an end to it anytime soon. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Eh.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm gonna pop off. I'll thanks
Yeah.
for having me on. I got to I didn't realize time flew. I just looked at the clock and I couldn't believe it. Wow, we've been on for a
Oh
couple
wow,
hours.
we've been on 2 hours. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna wrap this up
Hey,
afterwards.
thank you so much. I tell you what, everybody, thank you for thanks for hanging out. This is great. I really had a blast here, man.
Yeah, me too. It's really a
No,
fun
seriously, I
time.
had a blast. This is great.
Thank
This
you,
is
man. I really
absolutely great.
appreciate that.
Thank
That's
you,
really
everybody
fun.
in the chat.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
come
coming,
on.
man. Hey, go sub if you're not. You're probably already, but if you're not,
I'll
go sub to
put
No
it.
Good Reason to Stream and put it in chat right now. There you go. Go sub to that channel. Put on notification. Give it a
Yeah.
thumbs up and whatsoever. Give it a comment. Say if you never subscribe to Justin, go give him a comment that you came from me. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks. Hey, anytime you want to do this,
Perfect.
if I'm available to do it, rock on. I have it, man. I mean, we can talk about anything. This is great, and I'm glad
There you
everybody in
go.
the chat was kind of getting in there. Now everybody,
Yeah.
this is great. And
There you go.
again, thanks so much. I'm really grateful, and I hope you keep doing this because you're really good at it.
Oh, thank you, man. I really
And
appreciate that.
seriously, I do mean that, and I hope to work with you a lot in the future. So.
Oh, for sure. Anytime.
All
You
right.
got my number.
You got it. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Hope to see all of you later on. Not tonight, but I don't know, whenever. We pop on all over the place. You know, we're all over. This is. You never know when No Good Reason to Stream is going to pop on because
There
we
you
have
go.
because
He
we
just
have
pops on.
no good reason to stream.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Bye, Justin. Bye, Shelly.
All right. Thank you. Good night, guys.
All right. Well, I think that was fun. I'm getting the hang of it. I know. You know, the first one I did with VF, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but I think it went well. Oh my God, I'm used to see my big face, and oh God, it's not a naked lady, it's a Budweiser. Oh wait, the other side. It kind of looks like a naked lady, but yeah. Wish you good night, everyone, and I'll try to put it on Saturdays. I feel you stand for what you feel is right. Then who am I to judge? There you go. And I'll try to do this on Saturdays, and you know, grab some guests as we go. I got some people lined up that are really interesting from any idea, but I thank you, Be Savage. Again, I really appreciate all of you for joining. People came and left, and some people just said, doing awesome. Thank you, Kimballs. I really appreciate that. So I'll see you on the next stream. And yeah, if you're not yet, just hit the subscribe button. Give it a little thumbs up, notification, so you know when I'm live and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for hanging out for the first couple streams. We'll get the hang of it. I'll get this set up, and I'll remove this big headset, get a real nice mic. But thank you, everyone, and have a good one. All right. Good night. Peace.